On Sunrise on 3FM 927. Be reminded that you can be a part of the program, you can be a part of the show if you join us on Facebook, 3FM 927. You can leave a comment there and we'll be glad to share them with the rest of the world. Share with us your thoughts on any of the stories we're about to share with you. It's a long day this morning. We're here from now till we hit 10 a.m. We're talking about Mother Ghana. We'll be sharing ideas as well. We'll be engaging all the experts in various fields with regards to the various conversations we're having this morning.
It's already too late. It won't make sense. Where am I going to? It's already too late. I've already come too far. It's already too late. We spend the billions. We spend the billions. We spend for...
Let's get right into it, starting with the Ghanaian Times newspaper. On the front page of the paper, banner headline, strict invigilation won't be compromised. That's according to President Mahama. And that story is on page 12 of the Ghanaian Times newspaper. Also, passengers stranded in Accra, no buses to convey travelers as work and school resume. On page 12 of the paper also comes with some pictures of stranded passengers traveling to Takrady and Cape Coast at Kaneshi. We'll get into the detail of this story. A lot of the bus drivers, maybe they're still on holidays, you never know. They may resume in the coming days, starting from today maybe. Also on the front page of the Ghanaian Times, Otumfuo pays historic visits to IGP today. And that story is on page 11 of the paper. Center Spread has details of the strict invigilation story that won't be compromised according to President Mahama. Passengers stranded in Accra, no buses to convey travelers as work and school resume. Be focused, united in pursuit of institutional renewal. Dr. Charity Binka urges NTC staff. Dr. Charity Binka is the deputy chairman of the Interim Management Committee and board member of the New Times Corporation, urging staff to remain focused and united as the corporation pursues renewal and institutional strengthening. These are some of the stories that the Ghanaian Times is reporting on its front page. You go to the back page of the paper. LADMA disburses some 219 million cedis to 48 persons with disabilities. Also, Jospon Group partners Ghanaian scholars in diaspora to boost growth. I'll take you now to the Daily Guide newspaper. Brian takes over, Wale Wale receives rousing welcome. That story is on page 6 of the paper. Comes with a picture of Brian Champon. Brian Champon is an NPP flag bearer hopeful, and the primaries of the party gradually were inching closer to the 31st of January 2026, where it will all go down. A key contest between Brian Champon, Kennedy Japan, Dr. Bawumia. There's also a few others who want to be flag bearer of the NPP, but mainly between these two people, Dr. Baumia and then Brian Champon. Also on the front page of the Daily Guide newspaper, Frank Adu is Zen Petroleum new board chair. Reverend Wengam calls for patriotic citizens. That's on page 6 of the paper. 214 million gold purchase loss. Gold board fights back. Also on page 6 of the paper. That's according to Sami Jenfi. And banner headline, top clergy endorses Kennedy Japan. The story is on page 3 of the Daily Guide newspaper. Finally from me is the Business Analyst newspaper, and the stories on the front page of the Business Analyst newspaper. Gold board driving economic stability. Ato forcing applauds Sami Jenfi. Of course, it comes with the pictures of both Sami Jenfi and Dr. Ato Forcing, who is the finance minister. Otumfuo pays historic visits to the IGP today. It's on page 3 of the paper. We'll get into the details. MIIF to consolidate last year gains in 2026. That's according to Mrs. Justina Nelson, the chief executive officer of the MIIF. And if you're wondering what the MIIF is about, we'll tell you about that in a jiffy. Also, the Education Ministry rejects 25% fee hike at the University of Ghana. That story is on page 5 of the paper. We'll, of course, get into the details of this as well. And police ECG pledge urgent action on meter thefts in Mahia. These are just a few of the papers we have in front of us this morning. Right after this, we'll get into the details.
The Electoral Commission has reiterated its commitment to organizing free and fair elections this December.
How's your week treating you? I'm here to serve you great music tidbits for your at-work listening pleasure. Rastafari, Rastafari, Rastafari. Our Father, who art in Zion, Kanamawe, Kanamawe, Kanamawe. Oh, turn it up!
Come into the mountains. Sight and I grandpa.
It's time to drive you home in style with great music, the 411 and all your favorite stars, what's happening around town, and so much more.
And in the headlines today, the two leading political parties have been addressing the public on allegations of corruption. The Black Stars coach has unveiled his squad for the upcoming games, and there are some interesting names. Pull up! The weekend is here and it's time to turn up. Get your dancing shoes on, Lego. We really do have it all. It's a premium mix of information and entertainment every single day on 3FM 92.7, your urban lifestyle radio.
In the silence, something was growing. The journey continues. The calm before the storm. You can't mute a force that was born to speak. You can't bury rhythm. It rewrites itself. Louder. Every signal lost finds its way back to the source. This is not a comeback, it's a recalibration. This is the takeover. This is Trigmatic on 3FM Drive. Driving you home
Pages
with
by
good
Paris
vibes,
Music to
good
get into the
conversations.
details of the stories. Why don't we start with some politics, shall we? And this story says top clergy endorse Kennedy in Japan. It's on page 3 of the Daily Guide newspaper. And I'll read to you the details of the story. It says that a cross-section of senior Christian leaders in the country have openly thrown their weight behind Kennedy in Japan, describing him as the kind of calm, unifying leader the new patriotic party needs at this stage of its journey. The endorsement came during Ken's national praise, a well-attended interdenominational Thanksgiving service organized by Kennedy Japan's campaign team at the First Love Church near the University of Professional Studies, Accra. It says the program brought together leading clergy, gospel musicians, party supporters, and members of the public. Among those present were well-known prophets, Methodist bishops, Presbyterian ministers, and senior elders and pastors of the Church of Pentecost. Several of the clergy took turns to pray for Kennedy Japan and publicly expressed confidence in his leadership, noting that Ghana requires a leader who has compassion, a vision to create jobs for the youth and solve the nation problems. Addressing the gathering, Kennedy Japan struck a calm and reflective tone, stressing that the event was not organized as a political rally, but as a moment of national thanksgiving. And he thanked God for life and preservation, recalling that the past year had been difficult for many Ghanaians, with some losing loved ones and others facing serious economic challenges. Quote, "As long as we have breath, we have a reason to praise God." He quoted Psalm 150 verse 6, and he added that many had started the year together but did not live to see the present moment. A reminder, he said, of God's mercy. Well, touching briefly on politics, Mr. Japan called for peace before, during, and after the elections, urging party members to avoid violence, bitterness, and division. He emphasized that leadership comes from God and not from chaos, and appealed for unity regardless of the outcome of the contests ahead. Another quote, "Elections will pass, but unity must remain," he said, drawing applause from the congregation. And the event was also characterized by spirited gospel music ministrations from some of the country's leading gospel artists, including Daughters of Glorious Jesus, SP Kofi Sapong, MOG Music, Kofi Owusu Pepra, Selena Boateng, Amy Newman, Stella Dugan, and Grace Ashi. The program was described by attendees as orderly, prayerful, and uplifting. Many observers noted that the strong show of support from respected clergy and gospel ministers underscored growing calls within the party for leadership that is grounded in faith, humility, and national unity. Political watchers say the open endorsement by senior religious figures could further strengthen Mr. Japan's standing as the NPP prepares to select its flag bearer. So that's it for the story that says top clergy endorse Kennedy Japan. Interestingly, just under it is this story too, that 73% of NPP delegates support Dr. Bawumia. That's according to a survey. The survey conducted by Global Info Analytics has revealed that flag bearer aspirant of the New Patriotic Party, Dr. Bawumia, has secured 73% support among party delegates, placing him ahead of the four other contestants in the party's upcoming presidential primaries. And the survey carried out in December 2025 showed that former Member of Parliament for Asin Central, Kennedy Japan, placed second with 19%, while Brian Champon secured 5%. Former Minister for Education, Dr. Yawase Aduchum, also secured 2%, while former General Secretary of the party trailed with 1%. The latest poll, the paper says, failed to include categories for undecided or undisclosed voters, unlike past reports, which recorded that 20% of delegates were either undecided or unwilling to disclose their preferences, whether to choose who to vote for on the 31st of December 2026. The paper continues to say that the findings, however, showed Dr. Bawumia has increased his lead significantly from 45% compared to Kennedy Japan, whose support declined from 31% to 19% in the latest survey. And the report also found that 56% of Ghanaian voters prefer former Vice President Dr. Bawumia to lead the NPP in the 2028 general election. So we're talking about two different things here. A percentage of Ghanaians, not necessarily NPP supporters, prefer that Dr. Bawumia leads the NPP going into the 2028 general elections, and I'm talking about 56%. That's according to Global Info Analytics as reported by the Daily Guide. 56% of Ghanaians want Dr. Bawumia to lead the NPP. However, the survey has revealed that Dr. Bawumia secured 73% support among party delegates, and that is placing him ahead of the four other contestants. And the four other contestants, like we've mentioned, second place according to the survey is Kennedy Ohene Japan. He's the former Member of Parliament for Asin Central. He is in second position with 19%. Brian Champon is in third position with 5%. Dr. Yawase Aduchum is a former education minister. He comes with 2%, and then the former general secretary of the party is also trailing with 1%. So 28% prefer Kennedy Japan, while 6% preferred Dr. Brian Champon, followed by Dr. Yawase Aduchum, who secured 4%, while Kwabena J. Japan recorded 2%. The NPP is expected to hold its flag bearer primaries on January 31, ahead of the 2028 general election. With just a few days to the polls, whoever emerges among the 5 aspirants will become the presidential candidates of the NPP going into the 2028 general elections.
Alright, so this song is my testimony. Amen. Can I share it with you tonight? Alright, let's go. I am who I am because of you. If it had not been for you, tell me where would I be?
Let's still continue with politics, because if we turn to page 6 of the paper, Daily Guide newspaper, of course,
Your hand.
Brian Champon takes over Wale Wale receives rousing welcome.
The things you do.
Wale Wale, the hometown of former Vice President Dr. Bawumia, came alive as Dr. Brian Champon stormed the constituency to a rousing reception that underscored the shifting dynamics within the new Patriotic Party flag bearer race. Defying expectations, Dr. Champon was met with enthusiastic crowds, energetic chants, and visible excitement from delegates and grassroots supporters, signaling that his message of discipline, renewal, and delivery is resonating even in traditionally symbolic strongholds. Supporters openly praised Dr. Champon's organizational discipline, readiness to lead, and ability to secure victory for the NPP in the 2028 general election. The warmth of the reception in Wale Wale sent a clear signal that delegates are weighing leadership options beyond familiar loyalties. Dr. Champon reiterated his call for unity within the party, stressing that the NPP's path to victory lies in discipline, credibility, and reconnecting with the base. As the campaign gathers pace, Wale Wale may well be remembered as a defining moment, proof that Dr. Champon's appeal is cutting across regions, expectations, and long-held assumptions. In 4.5 months, Dr. Champon said he has met about 90% of the delegates, selling his message to them, and he indicated that his message of hope and job creation has been received by the delegates and they are ready to vote for him. Quote, in the 4.5 months I have reached 90% of the delegates. The 10%, I will start meeting them from this Friday. Nobody has ever done that in our history, that in 4.5 months has met 90% of delegates. And that is 209,000 delegates in 5 months, he said in a recent media interview. The campaign is going on well, he said. The messages have been received. The former Greek minister further said that he is a unifier who can bring together the rank and file of the NPP for victory in 2028 general election, and the NPP, we know that will be electing their flag bearer on January 31, 2026. So all of the aspirants very confident of victory, although some reports or the latest survey from Global Info Analytics is projecting Dr. Bawumia to be in the lead for or among NPP delegates. Brian Champon is also confident of victory. Kennedy Japan is also confident of victory. In fact, for Kennedy Japan, some men of God have been speaking about him. The same for Dr. Bawumia. But of course, we'll get to know by the 31st of January 2026.
To
Well, as the NPP prepares to go to the polls on 31st January, there are some delegates who are concerned about the levels of transparency in the elections. You know, there are some of the teams, some of the aspirants, they have an anti-election rigging committee or team to counter election rigging mechanisms of their opponents, to reveal it and then destroy it. The party says that it is committed to transparent election and it is assuring their delegates. So the General Secretary of the opposition, the NPP, Justin Frimpong Kodua, has assured delegates of the party's commitment to conduct a free, fair and transparent election in the upcoming flag bearer contest. We know that the NPP will hold its presidential primaries on January 31 this month to elect a presidential candidate who, according to the party, is expected to wrestle power from the ruling NDC in the 2028 election. But the General Secretary of the NPP, in his New Year message to supporters of the party, said, though the presidential contest may appear fiercely competitive with divisions emerging, the party's strength lies not in factions but in unity. He stated that, quote, the leadership of the party reaffirms its unwavering commitment to ensuring free, fair and transparent elections both in the upcoming flag bearer race and across all internal elections. He said the NPP is not defined by a single election, but by enduring values and yielding spirit and unwavering commitment to the country. The General Secretary noted that the party has always emerged stronger and more unified despite some past electoral defeats, including the 2024 election. Quote, our party has weathered storms before, and each time we have risen stronger and more unified. This is who we are, and this moment is no different. According to him, following the 2024 electoral defeat, the party has taken measures to address structural challenges to enhance its future electoral fortunes, reflecting its resolve to rebuild, to become stronger and better. Among the measures he mentioned include an unprecedented decision by the leadership to hold the presidential primary ahead of all other internal elections, amend its constitution to address structural gaps, establishment of the Patriotic Institute, as well as the reactivation of its membership drive and dues payment platform. Mr. Frimpong have assured members of the party that though 2026 may present its own challenges, it will address them with the support of the party's leadership. In this calendar year, the party will undertake several key activities, including the presidential primary, the election of party officials and officers at all levels, a reconciliation and unity drive, and the formation of sector committees, among others, he noted. Now, the General Secretary further commended the minority in Parliament led by Minority Leader Alexander Pinyo-Marking and the Legal Directorate, also led by Gary Nimako Mafo, for defending the values of the party in the interest of Ghanaians during difficult times, while thanking members of the party, including polling station executives, electoral area coordinators, constituency executives, among others, for their support over the years. The General Secretary also urged members of the party not to lose hope, but to draw inspiration from the just ended Christmas season to renew their strength, to remain resilient, to rebuild the party for growth. To all Ghanaians, I extend a message of renewal. Let us walk together in peace, progress, and unity. The New Patriotic Party remains committed to unity, peace, and progress, and remains committed to serving our nation with integrity, vision, and dedication. That's according to the General Secretary of the NPP, Justin Frimpong Kodua.
Everybody say, oh yeah, oh yeah.
Let's get into some of the details on the stories in the Ghanaian Times newspaper. Starting on page 3 of the paper, 2 arrested in connection with assault of a 12-year-old girl. And I'm sure over the weekend you might have come across the video of 2 women who were assaulting, whipping a 12-year-old girl. They've been arrested in connection with the assault of the 12-year-old girl. I'll read to you the details of the story. And it says that the Accra Regional Police Command has arrested 2 women in connection with the alleged assault of a 12-year-old girl at the Roman JHS area in Accra. Well, according to a press release signed by the head of public affairs of the Accra region, Superintendent Julian Obeng, and shared with the Ghanaian Times, the incident occurred on Tuesday, December 30, 2025. It said the case was reported to the police by the mother of the victim, who visited the police station with her daughter bearing visible marks of assault. And the complainant alleged that 3 women assaulted her daughter without any provocation. According to the statement, the police took a statement from the complainant and issued a police medical report form to the victim for medical examination. And the statement explained that preliminary investigations revealed that earlier on the same day, the victim had an altercation with a 7-year-old boy identified as Herom Giftan, who is related to the suspect. It said the suspect allegedly went to the victim's house, took her to their residence, and then assaulted her. It further stated that on Wednesday, December 31, the complainant led the police to arrest 2 of the suspects, identified as Precious Giftan, age 22, and then Princess Giftan, age 25. According to the statement, the third suspect, Priscilla Noshi Wonyo, aged 49, a fashion designer and a mother of the 2 arrested persons, was reported to have traveled to the Volta region, and police says efforts were ongoing to locate and arrest her, as well to assist in investigations. The statement said the 2 arrested suspects have been formally charged and are currently in police custody, assisting with investigations, and they are expected, of course, to continue the process in the assisting with investigations. They've been formally charged and are currently in police custody and expected to be put before court on Monday, January 5th. That was yesterday. They were put before court yesterday. The police in the statement cautioned the public against resorting to violence in the resolution of disputes, especially matters involving children. It advised parents, guardians, and community members to seek lawful means of addressing grievances and to report incidents to the police promptly. The statement then urged the public to respect the law and protect the rights and welfare of children at all times. So that's the detail of that story, as 2 people have been arrested in connection with the assault of a 12-year-old girl. Still on page 3 of the Ghanaian Times, there is an unfortunate story here. The headline is this: farmer butchers couple at cashew farm in German South. Farmer butchers couple at cashew farm in German South. Let's get the detail of that story. Resident of Tai Ano, a cashew growing community in the German South municipality of the Bono region, they ushered in the new year in shock and disbelief when a farmer allegedly butchered a couple on a cashew farm in the area. The Ghana News Agency gathered that the suspect, also a cashew farmer, fled the scene after committing the crime and then later surrendered himself to the police at Asiri, another cashew producing town in the German North District. The incident occurred on Sunday, January 4, 2026, when the couple were working on the farm. The suspect reportedly attacked them with a sharp cutlass. Confirming the incident in a telephone interview, Mr. George Adane, German North District Chief Executive, clarified that the crime did not occur within his district. The bodies of the deceased have been deposited at a local mortuary while police investigations continue. And Chief Inspector Thomas Akela Bono, Regional Public Relations Officer of the Ghana Police Administration, told GNA that the police are yet to receive detailed information on the case. And to one of the headlines on the front page of the Ghanaian Times newspaper, Otumfuo pays historic visit to the IGP today. The Asanteni Otumfuo Seitu II is paying a historic visit to the Inspector General of Police, Mr. Christian Tete Yohonu, today at the police headquarters in Accra, and the visit confirms the Asanteman's positive impression of the IGP following the extension of his service. It also underscores growing institutional confidence in Mr. Yohunu's leadership at a time when the police service is undergoing critical transformation. Well, since assuming office, IGP Yohunu has been instrumental in reshaping the image and operations of the Ghana Police Service. His tenure has been marked by renewed emphasis on professionalism, community engagement, and transparent policing, key pillars that have helped rebuild public trust. A major highlight of his leadership was the successful nationwide policing operations during the recent Christmas activities. Under the direct supervision of the IGP and his management team, the police service executed what many observers have described as one of the smoothest and safest Christmas security operations in recent years, ensuring the protection of lives and property across the country. Beyond operational success, the IGP has also maintained a notably cordial and open relationship with the media and the general public. That is true. The police service under his leadership has consistently provided timely and accurate information, and that is a departure from past practices often criticized for delayed communication or massaged figures. Well, while this is true, we're still looking and we're still waiting for the crime statistics. That has still not happened. The paper says this transparent approach has strengthened public confidence and improved cooperation between citizens and the police. Today's visit by the Asanteni is therefore not only symbolic but developmental, highlighting traditional authorities' support for institutional reforms within the security sector. So that's it for the story that Otumfuo is paying a historic visit to the IGP today, and trust us here on 3FM and all the media general platforms to be there to be part of this meeting. I'll bring you all the details on what will transpire. You can also be with us on our social media platforms at 3FM 927 as we bring you all the details and all the happenings from this highly important meeting between the Otumfuo and the IGP today. It will be happening at the police headquarters. To the center spread of the paper, that is page 12 and 13, strict invigilation won't be compromised. That's according to President John Dramani Mahama, and he has said that government would work with the teacher unions to undertake reforms across all levels of the educational ladder to adequately prepare Ghanaian children for the future. He noted that cheating in examination at the senior school level, particularly over some years now, was deliberate to embellish the performance of certain batches of graduates to make some people look good. I'll read that line again. The report says President Mahama noted that cheating in examination at the senior high school level, particularly over some years now, was deliberate to embellish the performance of certain batches of graduates to make some people look good. That approach, President Mahama emphasized, has been exposed by the poor results of the 2025 batch, where nearly half of the 446,352 candidates who sat for the WASI failed the core subjects of mathematics, general science, and social studies. That notwithstanding, President Mahama said strict invigilation would not be compromised in subsequent examinations just to overstate the pass rate. President Mahama made this commitment in Accra yesterday when he opened the 7th Quadrennial and 54th National Delegates Conference of the Ghana National Association of Teachers. It was on the theme Education and Development, the G years at 50, reflecting, reviewing, revising, and growing the profession and the unions. Cheating in exams, President Mahama said, was corruption, and it is sad to encourage our children to be corrupt at such an early stage in their lives. Ethical integrity is key to their future. But if you begin to cheat in primary school, BC, WASI, you should be careful. You are cheating when you are writing BC. You are cheating when you are writing your class tests, your class exams. When you are in classes, you are cheating in exams. You get to JHS2, you still be cheating. BC, you cheat and you write it. You go to senior high school, you will cheat. Form 1, Form 2, Form 3, you keep cheating. WASI, you may cheat. And if invigilation is strong enough and you cannot cheat, then you begin to fail. But some way, somehow, even if you are still able to cheat and you pass your WASI, you go to the tertiary institutions, and then are you still going to cheat there? If you finish cheating when you go to the university, what becomes of you and the profession you enter? After university, after you graduate, you are working somewhere, you cheated to write your exam. How are you going to function properly at wherever you are working at? Everybody, you know that, Charlie, this man, he has all the degrees, he has all the certificates, but his output does not correspond with the knowledge that he's expected to have acquired at this level. And it's all because that this man, while he was in school, was cheating rough. The paper continues to say that as part of the measures to reform and improve teaching and learning in schools, it stated that government was expanding infrastructure at the secondary level to end the double-track system to increase teacher-student contact hours. According to him, 100 schools that were running the shift system have reverted to single shift, with 30 Category C schools earmarked to be upgraded to Category B for enhanced teaching and learning. Moreover, on basic education, President Mahama said procurement was underway for 2 million steel dual desks to permanently end the pitfall side of children sitting on stones or lying on their bellies to read or to write. He said 200 classroom blocks, each for kindergarten, primary, and junior high schools, were also to be constructed this year to enhance accessibility. Quote, "I pledge that we'll work with you, the teacher associations, to achieve these reforms." And President of NAT, Reverend Isaac Owusu, on his part declared zero tolerance for assault on teachers, citing 2 examples where a teacher was allegedly shot and killed in line of duty, and another assaulted by students who were unhappy because he did not allow them cheat during the WASI. Reverend also noted that teachers would be advised and would advise themselves if any case of assault is recorded henceforth. We are declaring a zero tolerance for teacher assault and brutality. Should any individual or group of people attack any teacher in Ghana without any cause, we shall invoke the spirit and solidarity of touch one, touch all, he declared to a rousing applause by the delegates. He said, "We can't sit down for individuals to take the life of teachers for granted. If it happens, we rally behind the victim And if we have to close down the school, we will. And if you were in town yesterday, I'm sure you may have come across this. Lots of people, no vehicles. In fact, if you use the road, yesterday, you'll notice that the roads were free, but there were a number of people at the various bus stops. Human traffic was high, and vehicular traffic was very low. And the Ghanaian Times is reporting this story that passengers stranded in Accra, no buses to convey travelers as work and school resume. Hundreds of passengers traveling out of Accra to various parts of the country, they were left stranded yesterday at major transport terminals across the capital following an acute shortage of intercity buses amid the post-Christmas and New Year travel rush. Actually, all the drivers, they are resting. The cars are resting. The situation, which coincided with the resumption of work and school after the festive holidays, led to scenes of frustration as commuters scrambled for limited transport amid heavy human and vehicular traffic in the city. At the Kaneshi Takoradi VIP station in Accra, hundreds of passengers intending to travel to Takoradi and Cape Coast, they were left unattended to, as there were virtually no buses available to convey them. Long queues formed as early as dawn, but by midday, most passengers were still waiting without any indication of when buses would arrive. The majority of those affected were students returning to their campuses after the holiday. Some of them told the Ghanaian Times that they arrived at the station as early as 4 a.m., but as of 12 noon, they were still stranded with no buses in sight. The students who were expected to report to school by 4:30 p.m. yesterday were visibly distressed, fearing they would miss their reporting deadlines and face possible sanctions from school authorities. Similar scenes played out at the main VIP and STC stations at Circle, where long queues of stranded passengers struggled to secure tickets for intercity travel. Many commuters were seen standing with their luggage under the scorching sun, while others sat on their backs, anxiously monitoring any movement within the stations. The transport shortage came against the backdrop of intense vehicular congestion across Accra as workers returned to the offices after the Christmas and New Year holidays. When the Ghanaian Times spoke to some station managers, they were unable to state exactly when the situation would be resolved. Whether or not it will be resolved today, they did not know as of yesterday. And one station manager who spoke on condition of anonymity explained that the problem had risen because a large number of buses had been hired by organizations and event planners to transport people to various destinations for Christmas and New Year excursions. He added that poor road networks in some part of the country had further worsened the situation, delaying the return of the few available buses and making it difficult for them to arrive in Accra on time for reloading. As a temporary measure, station managers at the Kaneshi Takoradi VIP station in Accra advised stranded passengers to return home and come back from midnight onwards, when they hoped more buses would have returned from their trips. Oh, Charlie, by that time it would be too late for some of them. Well, the general manager of the VIP transport company at Circle, Mr. Adakabre Frimpoma, who attributed the recent increase in passenger numbers to the reopening of the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, as well as second cycle schools. According to him, the surge was also linked to travelers returning to their destinations after the Christmas festivities. However, many passengers expressed dissatisfaction with the situation, calling on transport operators to better plan for peak travel periods, especially major festive seasons, to prevent a recurrence of the ordeal.
When your blessing will come my way, I don't know why my own delay. Every day me I call your name. When your blessing will come my way. rot in the belly of the way now. Like Jonah, some Jonah. I won't go until you bless me. Today be today. Me too, I deserve your blessings. I won't go until you bless me. Today be today. Me too, I deserve your blessings. Baba, Oluwa, Oshe. Bless me, Oluwa, Oshe.
Oh my brother, me, I know the look another man. I know go throw stone, then I hide my hands. My life, you be moving me, I be bad man. I be ghetto boy, me, I be bad man. No joy, guess all them can fight, I try to see, get me the if I tell you my story, you're my brother, you will cry. I'ma bring that shame until you bless me. Today be today. Me too, I deserve your blessings. I won't go until you bless me.
Let's get into the details of a few more stories this morning. This one says the Education Ministry rejects 25% fee hike at the University of Ghana. And the Deputy Minister of Education, Dr. Clement Opak, has rejected the reported 25% increase in academic fees at the University of Ghana, calling for immediate engagement with all stakeholders. He affirmed that the ministry does not support the fee increases, whether introduced by university authorities or student leadership bodies, stressing that any adjustment must be carefully discussed and must not disadvantage students. Quote, we do not agree with the 25% fee increment, whether by the SRC or GRASAG. He stated, noting that particular attention must be paid to students who are yet to fully settle into their programs at the University of Ghana. And Dr. Opak underscored that no authorization has been issued for any fee increase and maintained that all charges should remain as they were. He further directed that any fees already paid under the new structure must be reversed. So for students who paid the increase in fees by 25%, Dr. Clement Opak says it must be reversed to you, pending proper approval and compliance with regulatory procedures. The Deputy Minister also requested evidence from the University of Ghana to confirm the directives issued by the Ghana Tertiary Education Commission on fees have fully been complied with. Meanwhile, management of the University of Ghana has clarified that the reported fee increases for the 2025-2026 academic year are largely the result of third-party charges imposed by student leadership groups rather than increments approved by the university itself.
Why you won't take me to jail? Why you won't see me rot in the belly of the way now? Like Jonah, some Jonah. Why you won't make a fail? Why you won't take me to jail? Why you won't see me rot in the belly of the way now? Like Jonah, some Jonah. I won't go until you bless me. Today be today. Me too, I deserve your blessings. I won't go until you bless me. Today be today. Me too, I deserve your blessings. Baba, Oluwa, Oshe. Bless me, Oluwa, Oshe. Baba, Oluwa, Oshe.
And in a few minutes, we'll open the phone lines for you on our Community Voices segment on 0559 242 717 or 0556 910 154. In just a few minutes, we'll open the phone lines for you.
My life, you be moving me, I be bad man. I be ghetto boy, me, I be bad man.
But right before we open the phone lines, I'd like to go through these two stories. No food shortage recorded in 2025, and the Agric Minister is commending farmers. The Minister for Food and Agriculture, Rico Poku, has stated that Ghana recorded no food shortage in 2025, noting that the country even exceeded its agricultural production expectations. He commended Ghanaian farmers for their resilience despite challenges, describing their performance as exceptional. According to the minister, the country currently has adequate buffer stocks to meet future needs. And he further highlighted that the agriculture sector has been a major driver of economic growth, contributing significantly to the reduction of food inflation and general food prices. And he disclosed that government is working to improve agricultural roads to ease transportation challenges and enhance access to markets. And that's good to know, but we're still expecting more, that we should be able to begin processing these food. They should leave the state or the stage where we harvest them at, and then we should process them properly. There are a lot of gluts, a lot of products that were spoiling, or so we should be able to do something about the preservation techniques. We should be doing something about how to add value to most of our products, and then we can export them. And of course, it would also increase our foreign exchange. Let's just pick up the calls right now on 055992421717 or 0556910154. We have a first call already. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you, my brother?
Yes. This is Collins from Amamole.
Collins, Amamole. Good morning. Talk to me.
Yes. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you too.
Fantastic. You raised a quick question about these passengers, and I will appeal to our own drivers in this country that we are begging them in the name of God. We are in New Year. Look, it's terrible. The increment of fuel, gas, petrol, and diesel, they are enjoying it. I don't understand. Go across Ghana. This new area, I will plead to the transport minister, President Mahama. Ghanaians are begging you in the name of God that they should do something about this. My brother, go out there and see how passengers are stranded. They take advantage of doing what they want. Here to here, 50 and 20 cities, and nobody is telling them anything. It's bad. It's very, very bad, and they are enjoying it. And we, the citizens, are more than the drivers, and they are made, so-called made. I don't know. And it's becoming, nobody is doing anything about it. Let me pause here and greet Honorable Ni Ashimo, NDC Regional Chairman. Thank you.
Collins, thank you. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
My brother, talk to me.
But I'm from Prakasa Kwame Aristocrat. I'm the Road Barrier.
But you meet you.
With you, and the problem is I'm a fisher. It's been a long time. You could live, and the pain boys was in Commode. He had the Christmas for the very first time in the history of Ghana. Both guys now were buying. Went to bed you be a girl because we were $1 and also go to wait 10 cities into all matching one. Into one to man Joe be and again the very first time. Meaning that
yeah, sure.
Oh, me a shop.
Okay. I'll tell them all.
You're in there because when they tell you to show the year the Christmas very first time until who ya be what thing there at 2 forcing honorable and on my opinion on the money Mahama food board and the Bank of Ghana and the controller quite young for cow before the abosman of Boston. The get the Christmas, no why the now. Why in Kufo because the way voice was in the today honey. Or said there, I remember I don't have my Beno this year. And my phone I will go school. Muhammad was zero tolerance for Mkwasha Sam Sabi. 9 months now, other by no fight Galamsey. People were attacking them, but Okoye sweep. Ukraine no pedal attack a way kind of 9 months no to stop his efforts of pedal on the fight Galamsey. Why the mad and the the attack and you ever way 9 months no. And so Kwarana walk to school no about time be into the buffalo. This year, Muhammad will not sacrifice Obianda or Obianus and Caprices or Benutunufu. In Yama Kayabana will be easy. Now you correct results. I'm
Medasi. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Crosby.
How are you, sir? I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Not bad at all.
Talk to me.
This is Eben in Kwabena.
Eben, there's some noise in your background. If you could change your position for me.
So maybe to them that maybe you are hearing the feedback. Is it okay now?
Yes, it's better.
Okay. We are still in the mood of New Year, so we still need to, wish some people happy New Year. So to the NDC fraternity, from the leadership, from the high ranking to the grassroots, happy New Year to everyone, especially Chairman Ashimo, the Greater Ghana Regional Chairman, and also Chairman Jesper of Chairman West. TDC boss, I greet you this morning, the Deputy Chief Executive. Honorable Representative of the Mashipiyat. You see, my brother, I like the way my brother who just spoke. That was because the dollar is depreciating. Our guests were not taking this time around because the progress now they realize that was we have a good governance that was now it has strengthened the Ghana city. You see, nowadays when they are even sending them, and you know they are crying. My brother used to cry because at first when he send you £100, you get about almost 2,000 plus. But now when he send it 1,000 for his complaining, he complains that for him is what his salary hasn't been increased. It's you. So he used to send £100 that you get 2,000 plus. Now when he send 100 Ghana cedi, the £100 it is 1,004 something. And when he's adding more, he's complaining. It only tells you that what there is good governance and experience and that have taken Ghana that will send us to the destination. So I'm telling each and everyone, let's rest assured. The right I used to buy was 110 Ghana cedi, 2023, 2024. 2025, I was buying 30 Ghana cedi. So I appreciate the government a lot. And I say kudos to Mr. President and the NDC facility. Let's continue doing this because what Ghanaians need is what to afford what this.
Thank you.
Now, a bag of corn which used to be sold 1,200 Ghana cedi, it is now 600 Ghana cedi. So for me, my humble plea to the Kenke seller, because no matter what it is, we like our rice, but our Kenke and Banku, we can never leave this alone. So the size of what the ball of Kenke for ICD, it hasn't what be increased. As they've been selling it in 2024 when we were buying with a bag of corn for 1,200, the size is the same. Kenke seller, we are begging you.
Thank you.
Because we are the same people that go to churches on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Thank you. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
My brother, thank you for holding. Talk to me.
This is your brother, Claude, calling from Jenipum Katamanso.
Talk to me.
This morning, let me greet Honorable TK, Mayor, and the MP, Joti, Honorable Ashimo, Johnny Johnson, Collins, Amamunde, and Chamajo this morning. My brother, my pastor said, Education Minister say, more moon PTA dues, me boy. Hello.
Pastor Mitio, can you be him?
My pastor, Education Ministry, no. So almost now, moon PTA dues.
I'll have to confirm that for you.
Confirming now, we are radio national secondary schools no, Omoji PTA dues no, Omo because dear Honorable Haruna can I'm on my publish the TTV no can into Agri Memorial for no, omu the PTA dues no happy parent no pa. Nkwala ne te classroom kura na omu the PTA dues tata nkwala ne say himfo ne mpia. Nti education minister or tia onfa ne nim ko Agri Memorial School no enye kura. Na fe nso no bronya bi a ye di a ama ye ho atọ ni MPP ni bi na wo woman bi na wo fi ba ko. O say afi mu de mi kura tinye di bronya atọ enyema akoma me maame o. Eso we tinye di bronya atọ emo ne ehun ka ho akoma na ate. Ohun enti we bronya papa ekoso ade na okoso yi a momo yenka. Nyemfa mpa bonta o mampanyin na be di echi wajuma omo ye adwuma pa yemfa mpa bonta o machina pull him down no emma so na men kan say after nyoma ken say 2026 year yes you want to send the suban anya sa MPP party ni the on better opposition at grabber no so jisika emfa kwemu kura school for na BNT no o for advantage and o muji jiska rough
me that's it hello good morning
Mr.
Uncle, how are you?
I'm doing well, sir.
I'm very fine. Happy New Year. Talk to me.
Thank you. My name is Anjaga from the bigger consultancy, Crosby. Mr. Noble, let me say good morning to boss Madden Jibril and Mr. Digibo of the consultancy, and Eastern Regional Women Organizer. Now, an update. Let me say Happy New Year to them. In fact, Africans or Ghanaians are ungrateful in certain ways because even just we are in the Christmas festivity or New Year, yes, still the fuel price have been reduced, but nobody is talking about it. If maybe because of sake of 1 or 2 things they have been increased, you see people have media more talking, the fuel have been increased. And then the taxi drivers or software drivers or the union are praising the current government or President Muhammad. You see, 38, we are Muslims and a Christian. Why are we ungrateful like this? Let's pray for President Muhammad and NDC and the ministry. They are doing a great job. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello, good morning.
Hello, morning. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.
Yeah, my brother. What I want to say is that our LPG sellers, I bought LPG early December at the rate of 202 at Pokwasi after the St. Moses Hospital. You are going on your left, getting to Festus, 202. Then the reduction came before the Christmas. Then the second window, I think 1st January, and 3 days ago I went there to check to go and fill again. The same amount 202 it is spending, and I took the number and called the manager, and I said, how come the reduction came 2 times with LPG and fuel? How come that your 14.5 kg is still 202? He said, okay, the OMC, they'll check from the OMC. I said, no, this is not correct. Then he said, okay, he begged me, once I'm a customer, he will find out and then get back to me. What I want to say is that, look, the authorities must put their foot down. We are in this country. The country is governed by laws. If the military are not in power, civilian government, put them at a place to bring in discipline. It doesn't mean that when civilians are in power, military don't have a say. They are protecting the constitution. So when things are going wrong, we should bring them in to check it. People are taking advantage. Formally, they have a scale. When you are going to fill a gas, you put the cylinder on the scale. They'll set it, you see it yourself. Now, they put a dispenser to fill gas. Within a short time, they say the thing is full. When you leave the cylinder, you see that it's nothing. But they'll tell you the Food and Drugs Board or some agency that gave them that mandate to be using a dispenser, not the scale again. So, in fact, tell Edujita Mekulu and the Energy Ministry to get involved and check on those things and let the Ghanaians stop suffering. We are suffering.
Thank you. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Mauna.
My name is Noble Crosby, and how are you?
By the grace of God, I'm good, and you?
I'm fine, thank you. Talk to me.
This is your brother. Nana, I'm calling from S-Boy in the Eastern region.
Nana, I'm listening.
But senior brother. I'm saying, and there be air course or Ghana ha, or say a can watch them. And then no can say national health a year Juma. Friday we may be a community see Echo Hospital or Achimota Hospital. Achimota Hospital. 69 years old man. Okoye. Obebia Ohonoko Hospital Dadao. Hospital so many years Okoye sitting in the records no as the system nimu. Nti Aji Okoye card no tia card ne ka. Okoye lab o tia card. Oye bi a bread man no 53 cities no. And also national health and me uncle but just a funny tia card and say am na duro. Sale across the country. May your memu yes national health card. You national health card. Ni akwakoye. Na se Oko hospital. Na se enye djuma dia. Na card ne akoye no so fa so pa ene ne ehi. Card ne akoye no so emfa so ene ne ehi. Enti ye fa say eye health minister ye wa Mita Akando. Yes no. On to na mo ko den na Ghana for aye national health card. Na omo ba mo si enye djuma.
Mate.
And then son across our private hospitals in Hospital be private be that here. Oh, you are not going to say you pass me by and sab by and saw nature. Yes, I just count my home. You do my poor man.
You better shame. Yeah, that's it. My last caller. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
You're my last caller for the morning. Talk to me.
I know, but over we did the IF front there. Never bad. A book of my favorite.
Mate, meet you.
However, the woman is there. Ghana, no, they said the enemy say a quay. But I slap banana so. Also, on Shannon, never be. Sir, Uncle Fona, you find a number a sort. Never ain't near Mano. Told to be never put the Aman and check his uncle for my. But you go because as I said, a brother from Bibiaba from Belko to Benquano, Biabu to a 5 city. No, the cricket to a 5 city. Now, at that time, so when I talk about Fafana, you cannot get piano here. And to move to be a bit much a camera. But over Mako, but I also sent her MP. Or to me, a bob down my and mocha clan and Yamaka crack, chairman for them from Tichama executive, a Biatanaso, or Muye, wow, Mr. Watan Yamanaso, for Biadiamano, Yampas and Bia, my chairman, not MP, nice one, so I no more tracks, now it's a good animal, Yampe. Well, turn him in Obiadia Mano,
Gentlemen, told them make them know, say, I can't find you. Nyamiti, move your clemmy.
Last call, I'll say, I chamo, but we are to good to have you. Good morning.
Good morning.
You know why I'm laughing? The man says the Ayawa so central. The MP has given rice and sons, but somebody has sat on the rice.
Oh,
has it happened to you that something you should get has been sat on?
Oh, Charlie.
You know, all the coups in the world are caused by Edidija.
Charlie. The man has come already. I am also Central Party people. They say that they have given you rights and sons. You have sat on the
Charlie, party chairman. Oh, let me see who be the name, the chairman for the
party. No try.
So through the Christmas, they didn't share the thing.
They have sat on the thing.
Oh no. I am also Central.
They did not say the party chairman has sat on it. They say some of the people. No.
But party chairman should ensure that
the rights for themselves.
Yeah, they're good. They can sell it.
Aya was so Central,
but it's not a nice thing at all. One thing is running through a lot of the comments we've heard this morning that lorry fares are still a little bit high. Transport operators, they have not reduced their prices yet. We understand the GPRT, they were on break. And they will resume very soon. I think by 9th January or so they'll resume, and then we would have that conversation. There's also the concern about how foodstuff are still expensive. The last but one guy said, you go to buy banku, although prices of foodstuff have come down, you go and buy banku and it's still very small. And so something that should be taken care of this morning.
Oh man.
So
anyways,
I thought the transport minister had set up a committee to streamline the fares. I think just before we went into Christmas, this was an issue that came up.
I think that was in relation to unapproved fares that the drivers and their conductors were charging, particularly late in the night. But this one, what they're asking for is that, I mean, fuel prices have come down. Again, I mean, in the first quarter of 2026. So we expect to see it reflecting in the lorry fares that we pay. Hey, but Charlie, we'll get to a level we're paying 2 cedis for.
How do you want the car owner to maintain the car?
No, but from Atomic down to somewhere like Chelsea Lodge, it's 2 cedis 50 pesos.
Chelsea what?
Chelsea Lodge is around Ashoman Estate area. There's a place that is 2 cedis 50 pesos. So if you are reducing,
No, it means the distance is not.
yes, it's short. But if you are reducing this, it means you pay 2 cedis.
Oh.
Do we still do 10 pesos? We don't chop 10 pesos. Like we don't chop.
No, but there are some that will remain.
They will remain the same. I think
Charlie, the people are also doing business.
Why should they remain? You are reducing maybe.
Well, I don't know Chelsea Lodge, so I cannot.
Chelsea Lodge. Okay, it's like from maybe here from TB3 to like 37
for 2 cities.
Yes. Okay, 250 pesos. That one is fair.
It sounds fair in my mind.
250 pesos is fair. Fair enough. But you are reducing fuel prices. You reduce transport fares, so they should charge.
That one should remain.
Sure. That's my bad.
No, because see, the person has to also. It's not fuel. Is not only the component in the basket.
So why are you reducing the prices for the other ones?
No. So it's an understanding that look, fuel prices have gone down.
So reduce
and fuel is a major determinant, but not the only determinant.
Great.
So once you reduce, it doesn't mean that the person is not. There's no wear and tear, and wear. There's no the person is buying spare parts.
Great.
The person is
we know all
the
of
person
that.
is still paying one Ghana to people he shouldn't be paying
but
to.
the person is still reducing.
At the station there, they are still collecting the person lampo.
Yes.
All of those things are happening.
But the fares will still reduce.
No, fares will reduce.
So like,
all right.
So like 10 cedis, you pay what, like 9 cedis or 9 cedis 50 pesos?
Like 8 cedis.
Like 8 cedis. But you don't want to pay. You don't want to pay 2 cedis for 2 cedis. But why is it fair?
So, no, because the 2 cedis is already.
It's already what?
It's already low enough.
Sure.
So you want to reduce it to what? 1 cedi 50 pesos.
2 cedis. 2 cedis 50
From
pesos.
2 cedis 50 pesos to 2 cedis.
Why are you reducing from 10 cedis to 9
I am
cedis?
behaving like Coach Otuado.
Why do you want some people to enjoy the reduction?
No, it's not about some people enjoying.
No. But you want to reduce from a higher amount to a lower amount, 10 cedis to 9 cedis 50 pesos. That is what somebody pays. Somebody's daily commute, the now fare is 2 cedis 50 pesos. Why should the person not enjoy the reduction?
That's his daily commute.
Yes.
The person
should do what?
Why are you turning the people against me?
Charlie, devil's advocate.
But they should come and do sports.
3FM Sunrise.
Okay, I'm sure we can't do it, so I'm make room.
Hello, good morning, and welcome to Sports here on Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. My name is Bill Ishen. Let's begin on the continental front, where the race for AFCON is beginning to take shape as the 2025 competition enters a decisive phase. The round of 16 fixtures continued yesterday with some incredible results. Mohamed Salah sealed an extra time win for Egypt against Benin to take the Pharaohs through to the quarterfinals of the AFCON before Victor Osimhen netted twice as Nigeria cruised to an emphatic victory in the last 16 clash with Mozambique. Let's now hear from Super Eagles coach Eric Schell, who insists his team remains fully focused and grounded, refusing to get carried away by their performances as they move into the decisive stages of the tournament.
We are happy. We are happy about this game, about the training session, but this is the moment you have to work more. So we have to stay focused again.
That was Eric Schell, head coach of Nigeria's national team. Now, he further addressed a highly charged verbal clash between Ademola Lookman and Victor Osimhen in the Super Eagles game against Mozambique privately. Now, Nigeria's win was overshadowed by Osimhen's intense but brief clash with Lookman during an argument in the 63rd minute with Nigeria leading 3-0. Lookman downplayed the incident after the game, but Schell indicated that the matter will be addressed privately.
What happened in the pitch? We stay in the group. I don't need to tell you what happened or what will happen. So my management, I keep that for me, and everything that happened in the life of the group, we stay in the life of the group. So we will see after and then we will talk.
That was Eric Schell speaking. Still on Nigeria, 3 Sports caught up with Nigerian journalist Ayo Deji Adegbenro, who highlighted the importance of the victory, particularly in light of the Super Eagles' failure to qualify for the World Cup, while also warning that even tougher challenges lie ahead in the latter stages of the tournament.
Fantastic win by the Super Eagles 4-0 over the Mambas of Mozambique. Victor Osimhen getting the praise, Ademola Lookman and Akwa Adams getting the other goals. It was sort of expected. Now attention shifts to the quarterfinals where we meet the winner of Algeria and DR Congo. I don't think that game is going to be as easy as this game because both teams obviously are better than Mozambique on paper, so we expect a tougher challenge. And the last time we played Algeria at AFCON was the semi-final in 2019 where they defeated us 1-0. That late free kick from Riyad Mahrez. And of course, only a few weeks ago we lost to DR Congo in the World Cup playoff finals on penalties. So whichever team we face in the quarterfinal on Saturday between the two of them, there is history, there is some sort of vengeance, particularly if it's DR Congo, seeing that the players are still out from losing to them a few weeks ago. So it's not going to be as easy as we saw the Super Eagles run riot today against Mozambique. They could easily have scored 6 or 7, but then again, you only play who is in front of you, and we do hope that whichever team, speaking as a Nigerian, whichever team we face in the quarterfinal, we do come out victorious.
That's Ayo Deji Adegbenro, sports journalist from Nigeria. Now, the round of 16 phase of the 2025 AFCON continues and comes to an end today. Algeria will take on DR Congo in the early kickoff before defending champions Ivory Coast will lock horns with Burkina Faso. Now, let's shift our attention to Europe, where Manchester United have dismissed Ruben Amorim, bringing an abrupt end to his turbulent 14-month reign as manager of the Premier League giants. The Portuguese tactician's exit follows increasing friction with the club's hierarchy at Old Trafford, including Director of Football Jason Wilcox, over the past few days. My colleague and head of 3 Sports, Oriko Ampofo, reflects on Amorim's spell at United and believes the decision to part ways had been looming for some time.
It was on the wall, and I think the biggest surprise is the fact that it took this long, and perhaps even more surprising is that everyone would now perceive the sacking as a result of his comments rather than the results. And I think that's more shocking because if you look at his numbers, they're terrible. I think he won about just 15 Premier League games in a couple of years, and that amounts to what? Just over 30% win rate. It's the lowest that any Manchester United boss, permanent boss, has had in Premier League history. Man United is a huge institution. Over the years, they've been known for their high standards, not just in the Premier League, but in Europe as well. For them to tolerate such an abysmal record for such a long time and only sack him after he made comments that he's here to, be the manager and not the coach. In the past 2 press conferences, there's been a lot of tension concerning the system and, questions about his owners and all of that. And it feels as if the owners are now reacting to his comments, where I feel he should have been sacked months ago. It is just not up to Manchester United standards. So I'm not surprised he's sacked. I'm just surprised it's now coming at the time where it's for his comments rather than performances.
That was Oriol Kwampofo speaking there. Now, Bournemouth boss Andoni Iraola has confirmed that Antoine Semenyo will be available for the Cherries Premier League fixture against Tottenham, playing down reports of a potential switch to Manchester City. Now, amid rising speculation surrounding Semenyo's future, Iraola made it clear that the Ghana international remains part of his immediate plans, while Manchester City are believed to be in advanced talks with Bournemouth over the inform attacker. Iraola stressed that no deal has been concluded, meaning Semenyo is in contention when Bournemouth hosts Spurs at the Vitality Stadium.
I expect the situation hasn't changed, so as our player, and I expect him to play, against the Spurs. Yes, there is a lot of noise around him, I understand, but this is the situation right now, yes.
Yes, that was Andoni Iraola on Antoine Semenyo. Now to a sad story. Mohamed Salisu has been ruled out for the rest of the season after suffering an ACL injury in Monaco's Ligue 1 game against Lyon. His participation in the 2026 World Cup now looks over and dusted. Now the following report has more details.
Ghana and AS Monaco defender Mohamed Salisu is facing a lengthy spell on the sidelines after suffering a torn anterior cruciate ligament in his left knee during Monaco's Ligue 1 clash with Olympique Lyon over the weekend. The injury occurred right at the end of the match when Salisu went out clutching his knee and required medical attention. Subsequent examination confirmed the severity of the problem, ruling the centre-back out for an extended period. In a statement, AS Monaco confirmed the diagnosis and pledged their support to the player throughout his recovery. Quote, at the very end of the match against Olympique Lyonnais, our centre-back Mohamed Salisu suffered an injury to his left knee. End quote. An ACL tear typically sidelines players for around 9 months, a timeline that all but rules Mohamed Salisu out of Ghana's plans for the upcoming 2026 World Cup. The injury is a significant blow for both club and country, with the 25-year-old having been a key figure in Monaco's defense and an important option for the Black Stars. Salisu's setback also adds to a growing list of Ghanaian internationals who have also suffered similar injuries over the past year. Fatau Isahaku, Ali Duseidu, Enes Nyama, Abdul Mumin, Baba Idrisu, Tariq Lamte have all fallen victim. For Mohamed Salisu, attention now turns to surgery and rehabilitation with an immediate focus on recovery as he begins a long road back to full fitness.
That was a report on Mohamed Salisu and his unfortunate injury. Now, still on Salisu, a former Black Stars midfielder Lai Kingston has spoken about the significant impact the defender's injury could have on Ghana's World Cup ambitions, while urging the rest of the squad to approach the tournament with clear minds and confidence as the World Cup approaches.
It's a very big blow for us because he's such an important figure at the back. When we talk about experienced players at our back line, I think if he's one of them, and it's going to be a very big blow for us. But then again, we should all understand that injuries are part of the job. No one wish you get injured at this time. But when it gets to these situations, this moment, the World Cup, bigger stage, every player is anxious to be there. So it's a little bit worrying when, as a player going into games, you are being careful, you're thinking about not getting injured to be fit to get to the most important competition in the world. So I think that's what is going through their minds. And sometimes when you overthink too much, that's when you get stressed out and then you go into games and then you are not 100% focused. That's when injuries comes in. So my advice to the current players, they should just relax. World Cup is there. They should focus. You have to play whether you like it or not. From now till June, if you are not active, if I'm a technical person, you are not in my plans. Because I believe active players should feature for our national team, especially our senior national team. Active players, and then the environment you find yourself in. More minutes you play, more competitive you become, more your form picks up. So players need to play, but then again, no one is wishing for somebody to get injured. I think this is going to be a very big blow for us. But we want to see most of our players that we believe can represent us, be active in their clubs. Because that's the only way, for me, I will support you coming and playing for our mother Ghana.
That was Lai Kingston speaking there. Bringing an end to sports here on Sunrise on VFM 92.7. My name is Bill Ishen. We'll see you same time tomorrow with more updates from the world of sports. Until then, have a great morning.
In the morning is on 92.7 Sunrise on 3 FM.
The Electoral Commission has reiterated its commitment to organizing free and fair elections this December. How's your week treating you? I'm here to serve you great music tidbits for your at-work listening pleasure. Rastafari, Rastafari, Rastafari. Our Father, who art in Zion, Kanamawe, Kanamawe, Kanamawe. Oh, turn it up!
Come into the mountains, sight and I grandfather.
It's time to drive you home in style with great music, the 411 and all your favorite songs, what's happening around town, and so much more. And in the headlines today, the two leading political parties have been addressing the public on allegations of corruption. The Black Stars coach has unveiled his squad for the upcoming games, and there are some interesting names. Pull up! The weekend is here and it's time to turn up. Get your dancing shoes on, Lego. We really do have it all. It's a premium mix of information and entertainment every single day on 3FM 92.7, your urban lifestyle radio.
In the silence, something was growing. The journey continues. The calm before the storm. You can't mute a force that was born to speak. You can't bury rhythm. It rewrites itself. Louder. Every signal lost finds its way back to the source. This is not a comeback, it's a recalibration. This is the takeover. This is Trigmatic on 3FM Drive. Driving you home with good vibes, good conversations, and the freshest hits. Hop in, take a ride. Trigmatic on 3FM Drive. 3FM, your urban lifestyle radio.
Hi, rest of my name Black Rasta, and of course, the voice of the patriot, where we speak truth to power. Remember, here we don't criticize, but if we must, on only one condition, to build and not to destroy. That is why we say we have taken sides. We are not neutral. We are on the side of the truth, the headquarters of the truth. Subscribe and make sure you hit on the like button, and we would always be knocking on your door, so you will feel the truth. Like fire! More fire! My name Black Rasta.
The Electoral Commission has reiterated its commitment to organizing free and fair elections this December. How's your week treating you? I'm here to serve you great music tidbits for your at-work listening pleasure. Rastafari, Rastafari, Rastafari. Our Father, who art in Zion, Kanamawe, Kanamawe, Kanamawe. Oh, turn it up!
Come into the mountains, sight and I grandfather.
It's time to drive you home in style with great music, the 411 and all your favorite songs, what's happening around town, and so much more. And in the headlines today, the two leading political parties have been addressing the public on allegations of corruption. The Black Stars coach has unveiled his squad for the upcoming games, and there are some interesting names. Pull up! The weekend is here and it's time to turn up. Get your dancing shoes on, Lego. We really do have it all. It's a premium mix of information and entertainment every single day on 3FM 92.7, your urban lifestyle radio.
In the silence, something was growing. The journey continues. the calm before the storm. You can't mute a force that was born to speak. You can't bury rhythm, it rewrites itself. Louder. Every signal lost finds its way back to the source. This is not a comeback, it's a recalibration. This is the takeover. This is Trigmatic on 3FM Drive. Driving you home with good vibes, good conversations, and the freshest hits. Hop in, take a ride. Trigmatic on 3FM Drive. 3FM, your urban lifestyle radio.
Alright, so my name Black Rasta, and of course, the voice of the patriot, where we speak truth to power. Remember, here we don't criticize, but if we must, on only one condition, to build and not to destroy. That is why we say we have taken sides. We are not neutral. We are on the side of the truth, the headquarters of the truth. Subscribe and make sure you hit on the like button. And we would always be knocking on your door, so you will feel the truth. Like fire! More fire! My name Black Rasta.
And this is still Sunrise on 3FM 92.7.
Watch your puff.
We're live also on all our social media platforms at 3FM 927. 2026 is the year to travel, explore, and experience more. Global Wings Travel and Tours, in partnership with Media General, invite you to experience the best of Malaysia and Singapore this April. Enjoy 9 unforgettable days with return flights, luxury hotels in Kuala Lumpur and Singapore, daily meals, visa facilitation, city tours, Genting Highlines, with cable ride, intercountry transfers, and so much more. Why wait? Make your April 2026 Malaysia and Singapore trip a reality. You have always wanted to go there. This is the time for you. Call or WhatsApp 0550-188-181, 0550-188-181, or 0553-688-398. 0553-688-398. Call or WhatsApp these numbers today and make your trip to Malaysia and Singapore with Global Wings Travel and Tours, in partnership with Media General. Make it a reality.
3FM Sunrise.
And time check is some 20 minutes after 8. Let's get into our big conversation this morning.
The big conversation on 3FM Sunrise. The big conversation on 3FM Sunrise.
Yesterday, a journalist with Class Media Group, Samuel Agdo, who reports from the Central Region, was allegedly assaulted by officers of the Ghana National Fire Service while on duty at the Kaswa New Market. The incident reportedly occurred when Mr. Agdo was filming a confrontation between fire service personnel and traders at the market. And eyewitnesses say that tensions escalated during an operation involving the firefighters, attracting the attention of traders and members of the public. According to sources at the scene, Mr. Agdo was covering the incident in his professional capacity when he was allegedly attacked by some officers, despite identifying himself as a journalist. And details regarding the nature and extent of his injuries remain unclear, as the time of the incident. But we'll touch base with Samuel Addo today, and we'll get to know exactly what happened yesterday. The alleged assault has sparked concerns among media practitioners and press freedom advocates who are calling for a thorough investigation into the conduct of the officers involved. And the incident has also reignited discussions about the safety of journalists, particularly when covering confrontational or volatile public situations. You can join us on Facebook and you'd see the video of what was happening. You can clearly see that fire service personnel, people who are wearing or clad in fire service clothing, holding a man, hitting him with helmet, giving him blows to his head, punching him here and there, while people stood by and watched. Join us on Facebook right now and you see this video. Those of you who are joining us also on your regular radio, let's listen to this. Very disturbing things there. If you watched on Facebook, very disturbing. Now, the explanations given by the fire service, we'll get into that, but does that even warrant or does that call for something like this? When these videos, when they flooded our social media platforms, when they emerged yesterday, the Minister of State in charge of government communication, Felix Kwatiofosu, he condemned the assault on the journalists of the Class Media Group by fire service personnel who were battling last Sunday's fire outbreak at the Kaswa New Market. A video shared online, like we showed you, it shows the fire personnel hitting people with helmet. And let me read to you exactly what Felix Kwatiofosu said on Facebook. Join us on Facebook also, and then you'll see for yourself. He says, the attack on Class Media Group Samuel Addo by some personnel of the Ghana National Fire Service is most unacceptable, and I condemn same. Firm action will be taken against the rogue elements who carried out this attack. That's the statement from Felix Kwatiofosu. He is the Minister of State in charge of government communication, condemning the assault on the journalist. In the meantime, the Ghana National Fire Service, they have sought to explain or tell us what happened from their side. We've seen a video that shows somebody being assaulted by personnel from the Ghana National Fire Service. We've heard from the government on the back of this, from the Minister of State in charge of government communication, Felix Kwatiofosu. Let's hear from the Ghana National Fire Service. After that, then we'll listen to this journalist who is in question, who is alleged to have been assaulted by the Ghana National Fire Service. The Ghana National Fire Service is clarifying the viral video alleging assault by personnel. This is what they said in a statement. The Ghana National Fire Service has taken note of a viral video circulating on social media, which allegedly shows some, listen to this, yet to be identified fire service personnel assaulting a civilian whose identity has not been established. Two things here. Let's go back. Two things here. Some yet to be identified fire service personnel. So what the statement is telling us is that the people who were assaulting others, they are yet to be identified, but they are fire service personnel. My first question to this would be, when the Ghana National Fire Service is deploying to an emergency, don't they know who they are taking there? Don't they have a list of people or fire service or respondents they are taking to this emergency situation so that you can identify each of them? This is number one, person A, person B, person C. If you see any of them in a video, you know who this is. If they don't have this list, if they don't have a way of knowing who they are deploying to emergencies, then how can they be accountable for their personnel when an unfortunate incident happens in the emergency situation? We'll get into the details of all of that. Also, they say that assaulting a civilian whose identity has not been established, that would also get into. Let's move on. The statement also says that the fire service confirms that the alleged assault of a journalist is under police investigation and that the Ghana National Service will fully cooperate to establish the facts. Is there any more? Is there any more from the Ghana National Fire Service? It says the video captures an altercation between firefighters and a suspected thief who had earlier attacked firefighters along with a group of accomplices at the fire scene. The video captures an altercation between firefighters and a suspected thief who had earlier attacked firefighters along with a group of accomplices. Now, earlier, they had said that the person being assaulted in the video was yet to be identified. And now, the statement is also telling us that this person being assaulted is a suspected thief. And all of this was in the same statement. All of this was in the same statement. Who had earlier attacked firefighters along with a group of accomplices at the fire scene. The fire service says the management of the service has constituted a committee to investigate the incident thoroughly and then establish all relevant facts. This is a response from the Ghana National Fire Service. It says while the GNFS condemns attack on its personnel, it equally frowns upon any form of physical or verbal assault on civilians by its personnel, regardless of the level of provocation. Good to know. Such incidents not only threaten press freedom and the safety of journalists, but also undermine Ghana's credibility and standing as a champion of media rights. This is from the Class Media Group, where the journalist is from. We'll get into that separately. We'll deal with that separately. But now, let's listen to Samuel Addo. Samuel Addo is a journalist who we understand was assaulted by members or some personnel from the Ghana National Fire Service. Take a listen to this.
When I came, I made a report on the morning show. So after the report, I decided to approach the fire service men to also take their side of the story. But upon reaching where they were stationed, I saw them beating up, assaulting the civilians around. So I decided to capture the scene. So as I was capturing, one young fire service personnel approached me, and I introduced myself to him as a media personnel. So he went back. Then a few minutes, I saw them coming in their numbers, about 10 of them, including the guy who approached me. So they came, and then they held my neck, pulled my hands behind me, and then started assaulting me. They took my phone, torn my belt, and what we took my phones and then the belt, even the belt that they torn, they took the belt away and then went away with my mobile phone. So later I realized that my bag is opened. The bag has been opened. So upon further check, I got to realize that my money is missing. About 10,200 got missing out of that.
10,200.
10,200 because it was 20,000. Yeah.
So has your phone been brought back to you by the police?
By the intervention of the Member of Parliament, that's Felix Nakoyo, I've received the phone, but now left with the money. And I've also been given a medical form, so from here I'm going to the hospital.
It means you've officially reported to police?
Yeah, I've reported to the police. They've taken my statement. So when I came, I made a report on the morning show. So after the report, I decided to approach the fire service men to also take their side of the story. But upon reaching where they were stationed, I saw them beating up, assaulting the civilians around. So I decided to capture the scene. So as I was capturing, one young fire service personnel approached me, and I introduced myself to him as a media personnel. So he went back. Then a few minutes, I saw them coming in their numbers, about 10 of them, including the guy who approached me. So they came and then they held my neck, pulled my hands behind me, and then started assaulting me. They took my phone, torn my belt, and we took my phones and then the belt, even the belt that they torn, they took the belt away and then went away with my mobile phone. So later I realized that my bag is opened. The bag has been opened. So upon further check, I got to realize that my money is missing. About 10,200 got missing out of that.
10,200?
10,200 because it was 20,000. Yeah.
So has your phone been brought back to you by the police?
By the intervention of the Member of Parliament, that's Felix Nakoyo, I've received the phone, but now left with the money. And I've also been given a medical form, so from here I'm going to the hospital.
So this was Samuel Addo, the voice of Samuel Addo, a journalist with Class Media Group who was reportedly assaulted by some personnel of the Ghana National Fire Service while on duty at the Kaswa New Market, narrating the ordeal he went through. He went there to report. He saw the personnel from the Ghana National Fire Service assaulting civilians, he says. He took his phone to record. Somebody approached him. He told the person that I'm a media personnel. The person went back and then came with another group of people, and then they began assaulting him. Let's now listen to what the fire service is also saying in response to Samuel Addo's ordeal.
Yeah, so as trained officers, when they seized the phone, the best place to have gone was the nearest police station, of which they did. They never assaulted anyone. And as I speak with you, we understand the phone has already been handed over to the journalist. We have the responsibility to protect people who from the hot zone and ensure that they are not affected by the activities in the hot zone. We didn't want anybody to be affected. You know, for a fire of this magnitude, the hot zone becomes a security zone. It also becomes a safe zone that we need to protect that area. And therefore, if we suspect that anything untoward could affect the life of anybody there, we need to be able to protect such individuals. That is how come the person who was trying to even go inside the hot zone to even steal was denied the opportunity and was put away to prevent any bad situation from happening. And therefore, we needed to do that to even save the life of the journalist. So it wasn't that the journalist was assaulted, but we are happy that the incident has been reported to the police and investigation is underway. And therefore, we would want to even caution that going forward, we would ensure that the safety protocols with regard to management of the hospital will be strictly enforced at every fire station so that we don't take lives at risk.
The voice of DO2, Desmonaka, is head of public relations of the Ghana National Fire Service, speaking there. A few things stand out from from his response that they took the phone and then they should have gone to the police station and all of that. But do they even have the right to take the phone? Clearly, Samuel was filming at a public place or a public space. Did he have to ask permission before he took out his phone to start filming? And even if he did, if you're not happy with what he's doing, what is the best way to go around it? What is the best way to go about it? If we go back to the first video we saw, the assault of who they are calling a thief, professionals with the Ghana National Fire Service, suspected thief, what should be the first line of action? Is it not to hand over the suspected thief to the police? Do you have to assault him, hit him with your helmets, beat him? From January to date, from January 2025 up until date, let's look at a list on some assault on journalists. Stephen Osu, he was assaulted during a game, assaulted by fundraising a GPL march. He's a journalist with Asante Kotoko. That's one. Also, Kofi Adede, Oripa Radio, Oripa TV, he was attacked during the Council of State elections. There's also Charles Ewa Mensah. He was attacked during Council of State elections as well. He works for Losing TV. Latif Idris, Joy News, assaulted while covering protest at Yoko. Latif Idris was assaulted while covering protest at Yoko. Kwabna Jikumba Naheni GH1 TV, he was attacked during the Ablekuma North election rerun. Salome Mate was attacked during the Ablekuma North election rerun too, as well. Salome also works for Losing TV. There's Carlos Coloni with Joy News, attacked while reporting a demolition. Kwame Esel from Onya FM, assaulted while covering mining site issues. And then there is Samuel Ado, attacked while covering a fire at Kaswa. We're trying to work the phone lines to have a conversation on the back of this and speak with Suleiman Abrahima, the Executive Director of the Media Foundation for West Africa. But while we do that, let's take a listen to President John Dramani Mahama. And what was he saying? What was President John Dramani Mahama saying? He's talking about protecting journalists. Take a listen.
And will allow me to condemn in the strongest stance the recent incident involving the manhandling of some journalists by our security personnel. Such conduct is unacceptable and will not be tolerated. I have instructed that the incident be thoroughly investigated and that the officers involved be sanctioned accordingly. As a card-bearing member of the Ghana Journalists Association, I will not preside over a government that abuses or intimidates journalists in the lawful exercise of their duty. A free and responsible press is indispensable to our democracy, and we must all work to protect the media. I'll soon convene a meeting between the heads of the security services and the leadership of the GJA to plan a program to orient our troops to recognize the media not as enemies but as partners in development. Allow me to condemn in the strongest stance the recent incident involving the manhandling of some journalists by our security personnel. Such conduct is unacceptable and will not be tolerated. I have instructed that the incident be thoroughly investigated and that the officers involved be sanctioned accordingly. As a card-bearing member of the Ghana Journalists Association, I will not preside over a government that abuses or intimidates journalists in the lawful exercise of their duty. A free and responsible press is indispensable to our democracy, and we must all work to protect the media. I'll soon convene a meeting between the heads of the security services and the leadership of the GJA to plan a program to orient our troops to recognize the media not as enemies but as partners in development. Allow me to condemn in the strongest terms the recent incident involving the manhandling of some journalists by our security personnel. Such conduct is unacceptable and will not be tolerated. I have instructed that the incident be thoroughly investigated and that the officers involved be sanctioned accordingly. As a card-bearing member of the Ghana Journalists Association, I will not preside over a government that abuses or intimidates journalists in the lawful exercise of their duty. A free and responsible press is indispensable to our democracy, and we must all work to protect the media. I'll soon convene a meeting between the heads of the security services and the leadership of the GJA to plan a program to orient our troops to recognize the media not as enemies but as partners in development.
President John Dramani Mahama there, and this was in relation to one of the numerous attacks on a journalist from January 2025 up until date. Sixtus is joining me. Sixtus, thank you. Before we start the conversation, Sixtus, I'm sure you have come across this video on social media, the attack on the journalist from Class Media Group. And then if you follow the trend, if you follow the conversations, over the years, we've seen assaults on journalists by private entities, by state institutions, the police mainly, the military sometimes, and now the Ghana National Fire Service. I believe this is the first assault of a personnel by the Ghana National Fire Service. Is it happening because we have not seen concrete actions by the state to protect media personnel, so it is emboldening other institutions, other agencies to lay their hands on people who are doing just their jobs?
I think it's because everybody thinks they can beat the journalists and go away free. I watched the video and it didn't make sense to me. Indeed, I watched it with a friend and I was like, the story, the journalist, his account of the incident doesn't seem to add up. Because it didn't make sense to me how you are just there doing your job. Then some firefighter approaches you, asks you what you are doing there. You say you are a journalist. You are covering the fire. This person walks back and comes back with 9 others to come and beat you up.
So what he's saying is that he saw them assaulting some of the civilians there. So he videoed it. And then while at that was when this firefighter came to him to have an interaction with him. Left and then came with the 9 other people.
Yes. So why would firefighters beat him up for filming? Is it because they know what they were doing was wrong? Is it because they realized that video, if it went out, would attract some backlash? Is it what were they hiding? What were they preventing? What were they stopping? And to think that the fire service is one institution that almost every media house and every single journalist in this town has been fighting for. We carry the problems of the fire service as though they were our personal projects. Some of them are personal friends. So this one is wrong. And the officer who spoke on to the issue didn't help matters at all. You see, I was expecting that officer to, in the very least, call for calm. We know in the heat of fire, a lot can happen. Tempests can flare up. Let's remain calm. Let us respect each other's views. Let's take our time as the issue is investigated. Simple, straight to the point PR statement, period. But then you come telling us that you were protecting people. Protecting people, your job is to beat the person, to protect the person. I think the fire service should come again. And they shouldn't come again with a statement that insults our intelligence. It's not cool. Because you cannot have what is it? The journalist is also even risking his life to tell that story. In other jurisdictions, we have seen fighters work hand in hand with journalists. Even in terms of training, the Ghana National Fire Service should be organizing training programs for journalists so that journalists who cover fire outbreaks will know how to handle themselves at the scene. That's the level of cooperation there should be between the media and the fire service. You don't misbehave at the scene when you are taped, then you turn around and attack the person taping you. So what is the end game? And the person spoke to all the issues and left out the side of the money. The man says his 1,200 is missing.
1,200.
No, not 1,200. 10,200 is missing. He didn't address that part. He said they returned the phone. Did they return the money too? I'm not saying the guy is telling the truth.
I understand.
But this is what happens when officers run riot. Even if you don't want to admit in the public that your officers did wrong, and I am in no way saying they did wrong because I wasn't there. I don't know the facts. I've only heard from Mr. Addo.
Now, listen to this. In their statement here, they say they have taken note of a viral video circulating on social media which allegedly shows some, listen to this, yet to be identified fire service personnel.
No, I get your emphasis on that statement. When you read it,
I didn't understand. I don't understand it.
You definitely know the people at the scene.
How do you say that a yet to be identified media general staff?
No, maybe the deployment they did.
When they are going on these deployments, they don't have a list of who they are going on.
No, they do, but they don't know which of the people deployed beat up Mr. Addo.
There's a video we are looking at. You know the people you went with.
The faces are blurred.
The faces are what?
Blurred.
Very clear faces. If whoever you
they want to be sure that they are the ones, that the video has not been doctored.
I just don't understand. Assaulting a civilian who's they say that number one, assaulting yet to be identified fire personnel. Number two, assaulting a civilian whose identity has not been established. Now, they say that they confirm that the alleged assault of the journalist is under investigation. Paragraph 3, the video captures an altercation between firefighters and a suspected thief. So, is that the thief who is the yet to be identified civilian?
Yes.
Or the yet to be identified civilian is the journalist?
Well, so that could even be the internal ambiguity in the statement.
I just don't understand anything in the statement. It does not make sense to me at all. Even if the yet to be identified... What's the name of the officer who signed it again? Desmond Aka. Oh,
DO1.
2.
DO2
Yes.
Desmond Aka.
Head of Public Relations.
DO2 Desmond Aka. This statement you have to do again and clarify the things that you seek to shroud in uncertainty and mystery and confusion. We need clarity on these issues, and this should be a straight to the point statement. At this initial stage, I wasn't even expecting this kind of detail. That, you are trying to explain what? You go explain tire. Something went wrong at the scene. You have not investigated the matter yet. Then you are drawing conclusions already.
Suspected thief.
Even if you arrest a thief.
Exactly my point.
Is it in your place to beat up the thief?
And these are this is not like.
And these are officers of the law.
Exactly. Fire service officers. They are not me and you. Or you and
If it is in your, even if you arrest a thief, it is not in your place to beat up the person.
Carry the person to the police station.
If men in uniform and women in uniform are doing this, what should the ordinary me and you do? when we catch somebody we suspect to be a thief. It is one of the reasons I have never supported the mob justice. Because, see, it is possible this person was not even the one you were targeting. That is the reason you need to investigate. I think this one, the fire service got it wrong. Again, let me emphasize that I am not by this saying straight away that the account given by Mr. Ado is the gospel truth. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that the content of the statement from the fire service itself, the fire service made a terrible mistake and should really look at the incident. It is admitting the assault by the other people, on the other person, correct?
Yes. Well, they call it altercation. But in the video we're seeing, it is pure assault. You can't have an altercation and using your helmet to hit somebody's head. You don't have altercations like that.
The video is not clear. The video is not clear. They are investigating. They need to be sure that...
Frederick will play the video again and then we'll see... Sixtus, don't you see the faces of everybody here? See them.
And me, I can see. I can see. But it's because I'm wearing glasses.
But the fire service cannot.
So I'm wearing 8. The 8s are, because of that, I can see.
See the one with the
They
yellow,
are slapping. See, you've used a yellow helmet to hit the person and shouting. This is not what a man in uniform should be doing. This is not it.
In the full glare of the public.
This is not what a man in uniform should be doing.
Is that not Samuel Ado there?
Where is he?
The same yellow helmet guy. Frederick, start the video again. So you'd see two people. You see the one wearing the black singlet.
They are even headbutting.
It's like war film.
Yeah. Ouch. The guy should have his head checked out, honestly. The weight of the helmet landing on his head. They should examine his head. Yeah, for injuries.
Frederick, give us sound under the video you're playing.
The helmet, you know the fire service helmet?
Yes.
It is for protection. It's not for decoration. So it's heavy. And you use it to hit the guy's head, right in the middle of his head. He brought it down with all the weight his arm could master.
And you see this video and then you say yet to be identified
because Crosby, Alan, I am wearing 8, so I can see their faces.
Watch us on Facebook and tell us.
DO2 Desmond Aka is not, he doesn't use the things I'm using.
Watch this video on Facebook and then tell me whether the people there are not people you can identify if you want to identify.
Look, we have friends in the fire service. We have friends who talk to us every day about the challenges confronting the fire service. And you see this one too in the white. So he's in the overall. Watch what he's going to do with the iron rod. This is needless. This should not have happened. A firefighter I expect to be of a high tolerance level.
No, a firefighter is a human fighter.
A firefighter I expect his emotional intelligence level should be higher than the rest of us.
And this
because already you are dealing with a volatile situation. A situation that you can easily be... See, how you are... After headbutting the guy, he lifted him out. You see wrestling? Those of you who watch wrestling, he is lifting the guy up. I don't know whether to now bounce him on. No. This is a no-no. This is a no-no. And it's not because Mr. Ado is a journalist. No. It shouldn't happen to a human being, is the point.
Even if the other person is confirmed to be a thief, it should not be the case.
It should not. It is the way, and I'm sure this was a bystander trying to separate, because the way they brushed on him, as if to tell him to relax, he has no idea what is happening.
You see, when they do this, it defeats the
But I cannot
conversation.
even see the face of the so-called thief. I can't see the person.
It defeats the conversation we're trying to have about the need to protect fire service personnel when they are responding to emergencies. When they get there late, it is not their fault. When they get there and they don't have...
So who is this? The thief or
we don't know.
Mr. Ado?
We don't know.
Damn.
Is it time, Sixtus, for the Ghana National Fire Service to respond to emergencies with some police personnel present? What do you think? Briefly, before we engage with Suleiman Ibrahim, I understand he has joined us on the line now. But in fact, I want you to hold your horses for me, and let's speak with Suleiman Ibrahim. We've been able to reach him, and thank you so much, Suleiman Ibrahim, for joining us on the program. This is very disturbing. The development we're reading, the response from the Ghana National Fire Service, the account of Samuel Ado himself, and the videos all over social media. How much of a concern is this? Have we emboldened other institutions? We didn't know the Ghana National Fire Service to be involved or to be complicit in assault on journalists. Now they are the latest. Is it because we fail to act on assault cases against journalists, so other bodies are now confident enough to, in the full glare of the public, be assaulting journalists?
Well, I think that what happened yesterday, or not yesterday actually, but we started seeing the videos yesterday, and this is certainly a very barbaric development or incident that can only be perpetrated by rogues. And after the matter came to the public domain, the statement issued by the Ghana National Fire Service and subsequent comments by their public relations officer, for me, it raises any respect that I have for that institution, and actually gives me the impression that all along I was wrong in thinking that the Ghana National Fire Service is a professional institution. How do you have men on the ground do conduct themselves the way they did, and the institution comes out to, first of all, attempt to justify, go around the issue, attempt to deny, and some point say your men were disciplining civilians. Try to also say that you have not even been able to identify the personnel involved in the incident. How do you take an institution like this seriously? I think that there's a lot to be done to redeem image and reputation of the Ghana National Fire Service. And we can only look forward to the leadership of the institution taking drastic actions to ensure that they earn the respect of Ghanaians. Otherwise, if this is how they want us to below them, then I doubt that we have a really professional fire service in this country.
And Mr. Brahma, if you could readjust your position for me, you were breaking at a point. My next question to you will be this. So, in a situation like this, and this is not the first time we've seen something like this, in 2025 we've counted over close to 8 assaults on journalists. Is it because of a lack of action from state authorities, from the state to protect journalists? That is why they keep happening.
Well, but the fire is a state institution.
Exactly.
And if you're talking about state authorities, the fire service is supposed to be part of it. I don't know if we talk about authorities, then we are referring to. I think that the problem has been the lack of enforcement of our laws. And this one, I mean, you cannot blame the authorities who are supposed to enforce the laws alone. There have been occasions journalists themselves have decided to settle the matters behind the scenes. I remember there was a development that we took it up, petitioned the leadership of the Ghana Police Service at the time, and anytime we went to police headquarters to pursue the matter, we were being told that, well, the victims themselves have indicated no interest in pursuing the matter. We remember the famous Daniel Kenu incident, a Daily Graphic, where he was assaulted, and eventually, when the matter was even taken up by Graphic Communications Group, he went to court and said he wasn't interested in the matter anymore. So it's not just we cannot blame the authorities that are supposed to enforce the laws alone, even though, as we all do know, in terms of violence against journalists, our security agencies have been the worst perpetrators. And we can only hope that they begin to appreciate the work that journalists do. Yes, occasionally there will be some sort of friction between the responsibility to protect law and order, to protect public property, enforce the laws of our country on the part of security agencies, and the responsibility of journalists to let the public know. There would occasionally be some conflict, some friction, but when they do happen, the right thing is to ensure that the law is enforced, in a very appropriate manner, in a very refined manner. I don't think that we would have been complaining if the fire service officers thought that the journalist had done something wrong and they decided to hand him over to the Ghana Police Service. And the police service decided that, well, we are taking him through the appropriate procedures of the law. I think it is just about how they conducted themselves, as if these are yo-yo boys, somewhere in to-do or circle, and they've gotten somebody who is a thief, and they've decided to make out instant justice to the person, which is something that we condemn when even it involves rogues, and not to talk about officers in uniform, officers of the law. I think this is just untenable.
You spoke about the levels of prosecutions. We have a lot of cases, but the turnout of prosecutions very low. Is it time that we adopt a different approach? And if we have to, what options could there be that will be able to see some actions to deter other groups of people, other institutions from laying hands on journalists who are only doing their jobs?
I think the laws of our country are clear in terms of the roles, responsibilities, the rights of journalists, and of course of other institutions. And it's not just journalists. If the person involved yesterday or the videos that we've seen was a nurse or a teacher or a farmer or whatever, we would still have been complaining, because nobody deserves to be treated the way we saw these guys being treated in the video. And in a civilized society, the way to deal with infractions, essentially, is resort to the law. And that is why we have the courts. In fact, that is why these security agencies exist in the first place. That is why we have the police, to enforce our laws. And so if people commit crimes, the right thing to do is hand them over to law enforcement agencies, and the law enforcement agencies are supposed to ensure that the course of the law is taken, regardless of who the perpetrator is and regardless of who the victim is. But we are in a situation where, as I said, sometimes, famanyame, or sometimes, the leadership of the institution has visited and they have apologized, and that's the end. The next time, all we hear is another incident, which could even be bizarre or more grievous than what we are talking about. And so it is resort to the law. It's about enforcement of the law. The Ghana National Fire Service, I believe it's a professional institution, even though at this point I wonder whether we should give them that credit. But whatever it is, I certainly should think that they have codes of conduct for their officers, they have disciplinary procedures, and all of that. We would want that work. Without that, there's no way we can respect that institution. And institutions are respected not because of the kind of weapons they wield, not because of how strong their men are, but only because of how professional they can be. And so our only solution is enforcing the laws. And whether the victim or the perpetrator is a police officer, a military officer, a fire service officer, immigration officer, or a journalist, the law must be enforced in a just manner. That is the only way we can ensure that we grow as a country and we develop as a country.
And Mr. Brima, finally, Minister for State in charge of Government Communications, Felix Kwatiofosu, he has spoken about this, condemning the assault, and he says that firm action will be taken against the rogue elements who carried out this attack. What would be enough action? What would be enough firm action against these people who did this? What do we want to see?
Certainly, we would want to see the people involved punished according to the laws of our country and punished according to the code of conduct at the Ghana National Fire Service. The fire service has leadership. They have the chief fire officer. And, of course, it comes under a ministry. The ministry has leadership. The Ministry of Interior oversees the Ghana National Fire Service. I believe that the minister wouldn't be happy presiding over institutions that are indisciplined, presiding over institutions that have rogue elements, as the Minister for Government Communication has described them. And so I believe that the internal mechanisms must work, disciplinary procedures, but beyond that, we want to also see the laws of our country taking effect. If these were ordinary people who had, beaten up this person, that's a criminal offense. And in fact, not that if they were ordinary people. What they did is a criminal offense. And the laws must work. We want to see prosecution happen. I'm happy that the station itself has already issued a statement. I'm sure they're going to follow through, mount a civil action to demand that the right thing. And as Media Foundation, our principal work is to defend journalists, and we are certainly interested in joining the media house to pursue this matter in whichever ways would bring us an appropriate resolution. Otherwise, as they say, impunity would continue, and impunity begets impunity. It is partly because in previous incidences or instances, we haven't really seen realistic actions taken against perpetrators. That is why officers will conduct themselves this way, and an institution would attempt to deny and attempt to justify it.
Mr. Brima, thank you. Thank you so much for your time with us on the program. Happy New Year.
Thank you for having me.
Suleiman Brima is the Executive Director of the Media Foundation for West Africa, speaking with us there. Fingers crossed that action will be taken on this one. Journalism is not a crime. Of course, after it is investigated and all the facts established, some concrete action will be taken to deter other state institutions, the security services who are mainly the culprits, from attacking journalists. Sixtus, you want to have a bite on this?
Yes.
Say again?
Has the GJA spoken?
The GJA, no, we're yet to hear from them.
Oh, okay.
But why are you asking?
No, I just want to be sure. It's been how many hours?
In a few hours, we understand the GJA will engage the media. They will have a press on the back of this.
Oh, okay. In a few hours. Okay. To say what? They are boycotting the fire service.
I don't know what they'll say, but we'll get to know when the press conference happens.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, it is called Constitutional Day Media Briefing.
So this was an already scheduled.
This was an already scheduled media briefing, but I'm sure they would add this to it. They would even start with this attack.
Constitution Day, that should be tomorrow. Today is 6th, not 7th.
It is ahead of tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
So New Year commitment.
So GBA hasn't spoken yet.
The agenda for the Constitutional Day media briefing: New Year commitment, attacks on journalists, coverage of the upcoming MPP flag bearership race, and then any other national issue. So, of course, this key will be. This is key on the agenda today.
No, this is adding up. It's not key on the agenda.
It is on the agenda. Attacks on journalists.
Oh no, that had been predetermined even before this incident.
Yes, before the incident.
So let's just say it's timely.
But
it's not.
It is why you and GJ, you have fights? We have.
Oh, we don't have any fight. I'm just wondering, something has happened. 12 hours later, GJ is still waiting for a pre-scheduled press conference.
The fire was on Sunday, but we saw the videos yesterday.
Oh, so the incident even happened. Today is Tuesday.
We saw the videos yesterday.
Yes, because it came out yesterday.
Yes.
But the incident actually happened on Sunday, is what you are saying.
Yes, that's what we understand.
So that's 3 days later. The GJ is still waiting to do a press conference that they probably arranged last month. Okay.
In fact, for the Class Media Group themselves, the company the journalist belongs to, they issued a statement yesterday.
Okay.
By Alaji Sidu Agongo on the attack of the Class Media Group journalists. So he said, on behalf of the Class Media Group, I express deep concern over the assault of one of our journalists by personnel of the Ghana National Fire Service. Such incidents do not only threaten press freedom and safety of journalists, but also undermine Ghana's credibility and standing as a champion of media rights. We urge the relevant authorities to conduct a swift and impartial investigation. Our journalist was performing his lawful duties. We expect full cooperation from all parties to safeguard media. Practitioners remain committed to promoting responsible journalism and call for calm as the matter is addressed.
Alaji was forced to issue a statement yesterday because since the incident happened, in fact, I'm sure but for this statement, we would not have even known.
No, but for the videos.
No, but the videos would have come out after the statement.
No, the statement will come after the
Was a report made to the police?
Yes, he said he has made a report.
Videos attached, I'm sure.
Yes.
Good. So they were waiting for some response or action from the police. Is not coming. And the GJ has been quiet.
I will not let you
since Sunday.
I will not allow you to speculate, sir.
No, I'm not speculating. But it's a fact that the GJ has not spoken.
Yes, the GJ has not spoken.
Is it not? So how is this speculation?
You are talking with malice. The man has an agenda.
I have no agenda. I'm just asking questions. Has the GJ spoken on this matter?
The GJ has not spoken on the matter.
How many days has it been? Okay, yet. That's fair. How many days has it been?
We saw the matter yesterday.
When did it happen?
It happened on Sunday.
Well, to be fair, when was it reported?
That one I cannot say.
Good. And then
I'm saying that.
And then
the
was the GJ officially? You said I'm speaking with malice, so I'm trying not to do malice. So was the GJ also officially notified?
I don't know that.
Okay. Maybe. So you see, I'm trying to be fair.
Now you are being fair, but at first.
No, but the fact is that the GJ has not spoken
yet,
and it's been 3 days.
It's been a day we got to know the incident. It happened. We got to know about it yesterday.
So it's been 24 hours minimum.
Yes.
Okay. And the GJ is still waiting for a pre-schedule.
Look, Olivier.
3FM Sunrise.
This is still Sunrise on 3FM 92.7. Going for a quick break. When we come back, we get into other conversations. Stay with us.
Yarambrana, oh my yamfa.
3FM Sunrise.
Nane nyame boyan yamfa. Nane nyame boyan yamfa.
Sunrise on 3FM, the best in the morning.
The Electoral Commission has reiterated its commitment to organizing free and fair elections this December. How's your week treating you? I'm here to serve you great music tidbits for your at-work listening pleasure. Rastafari, Rastafari, Rastafari. Our Father, who art in Zion, Kanamawe, Kanamawe, Kanamawe. Oh, turn it up!
Come into the mountains. Sight and I grandfather.
It's time to drive you home in style with great music, the 411 and all your favorite songs, what's happening around town, and so much more. And in the headlines today, the two leading political parties have been addressing the public on allegations of corruption. The Black Stars coach has unveiled his squad for the upcoming games, and there are some interesting names. Pull up! The weekend is here and it's time to turn up. Get your dancing shoes on, let go. We really do have it all. It's a premium mix of information and entertainment every single day on 3FM 92.7, your urban lifestyle radio.
In the silence, something was growing. The journey continues. The calm before the storm. You can't mute a force that was born to speak. You can't bury rhythm. It rewrites itself. Louder. Every signal lost finds its way back to the source. This is not a comeback, it's a recalibration. This is the takeover. This is Trigmatic on 3FM Drive. Driving you home with good vibes, good conversations, and the freshest hits. Hop in, take a ride. Stigmatic on 3FM Drive. 3FM, your urban lifestyle radio.
The Electoral Commission has reiterated its commitment to organizing free and fair elections this December. How's your week treating you? I'm here to serve you great music tidbits for your at-work listening pleasure. Rastafari, Rastafari, Rastafari. Our Father, who art in Zion, Kanamawe, Kanamawe, Kanamawe. Oh, turn it up!
Come into the mountains, sight and I grandfather.
It's time to drive you home in style with great music, the 411 and all your favorite stars, what's happening around town, and so much more. And in the headlines today, the two leading political parties have been addressing the public on allegations of corruption. The Black Stars coach has unveiled his squad for the upcoming games, and there are some interesting names. Pull up! The weekend is here and it's time to turn up. Get your dancing shoes on, Lego. We really do have it all. It's a premium mix of information and entertainment every single day on 3FM 92.7, your urban lifestyle radio.
In the silence, something was growing. The journey continues. The calm before the storm.
The best in the morning is on 92.7. Sunrise on 3FM. The best in the morning is on 92.7. Sunrise on 3FM.
3FM Sunrise.
The Electoral Commission has reiterated its commitment to organizing free and fair elections this December. How's your week treating you? I'm here to serve you great music tidbits for your at-work listening pleasure. Rastafari, Rastafari, Rastafari. Our Father, who art in Zion, Kanamawe, Kanamawe, Kanamawe. Oh, turn it up!
Come into the mountains, sight and I grandfather.
It's time to drive you home in style with great music, the 411 and all your favorite stars, what's happening around town, and so much more. And in the headlines today, the two leading political parties have been addressing the public on allegations of corruption. The Black Stars coach has unveiled his squad for the upcoming games, and there are some interesting names. Pull up! The weekend is here and it's time to turn up. Get your dancing shoes on, Lego. We really do have it all. It's a premium mix of information and entertainment every single day on 3FM 92.7, your urban lifestyle radio.
In the silence, something was growing. The journey continues. The calm before the storm. You can't mute a force that was born to speak. You can't bury rhythm. It rewrites itself. Louder. A Every signal lost finds its way back to the source. This is not a comeback, it's a recalibration. This is the takeover. This is Trigmatic on 3FM Drive.
Let's talk some education now.
Should always give it the world of the nation.
I say, but before that, before you talk education, do you know music is powerful?
It is.
You know this Lucky Dube song? Can you hear the words? Oh, you don't like reggae?
I've not paid attention to.
You are a Shatta fan, eh? You are a Shatta fan, so
I'm a country
meaningful music doesn't impress you, eh?
Shatta does not do meaningful music.
You want to do Shatta. That's the music that you like, eh?
The man says, he says Shatta does not do meaningful music.
Oh, bad, my friend. The only meaningful song Shatta has that is the one, the Street Crown.
Please.
Even that one, we are still debating the...
Say your name, where you live, and your phone.
So you see?
No, but the man
when you talk small today, they threaten you.
The man is Shatta does not do meaningful music.
My name is Crosby. No one. I live at Ashoma Estate.
But the music I like country music.
Oh, I love country.
I like it a lot.
Country.
Well,
so
I like it because it's the one I can sing.
So I would when I'm studying, I'm either studying with jazz or a little country at the background. Country is my.
Yeah.
But I grew up in a reggae home.
Okay, continue.
Yeah, and it was Lucky Dube, Bob Marley, say Marley.
In the reggae home, there's only two they know.
Oh no, but to be fair, who were the popular reggae people at the time?
There is Peter Tosh, Culture. Me, granddad, I don't know. Is your life?
I mentioned one earlier, Eric Donaldson. Do you know Eric Donaldson?
I don't know.
You see, it's only authentic reggae people who know Eric Donaldson.
Does Eric Donaldson know me?
Oh, get out. The country that you listen to, do they know you?
They hit to the same thing.
Chalabadisa, he say, build the nation and I build the people. Teach the world, touch the world, repair the world.
Okay.
Yeah, don't stop beating journalists.
Stop charging illegal fees.
Small opportunity you get it because they say some people didn't pay fees first year. No, you have found a way.
It's third-party additions.
You have found a way of making them pay it.
25%. Charlie, but at the moment, the Ghana Tertiary Education Commission, they have directed UG to reverse all fee increases introduced for the 2025-2026
I love that
academic
statement.
year. They warn that failure to comply will attract serious regulatory sanctions. So in a letter dated January 5, 2026, signed by GTech Director General Professor Ahmed Jinapo Abdullahi, addressed to the Vice Chancellor directly of the University of Ghana, GTech said it had become aware that the university increased student fees by about 25% and in some cases introduced new charges without the required approval from the relevant authorities. The commission noted that the action contravenes an earlier directive issued on November 3, which explicitly instructed all publicly funded tertiary institutions not to implement any fee increases for the 2025-2026 academic year without parliamentary approval as required by law. As part of the corrective measures, GTech has ordered UG to immediately reverse all fee increments and suspend the collection of any newly introduced charges. The commission further directed that continuing students who have already paid the increased fee should have the excess amount credited to the account for the next academic year. Oh, so they should not give it to them. They should not collect it.
No, it will be difficult refunding the money. So you just credit it to your yes. That's the easiest and fairer thing to ask for.
Final year students who have paid fees above the previous academic year rate are also to be refunded the difference because they are final year people. They don't go to school again. So they can go and collect it. While all dues, including SRC and GRASAC charges, must be reverted to last academic year rates. GTEC also instructed the university to suspend any new fees, including charges such as the 75th anniversary dues and development levy, if they were newly introduced, and ensure all fees remain at the 2024 levels unless otherwise authorized. The commission has given UG up to January 12th this year to provide evidence of full compliance with the directives. They warned that failure to do so would result in imposition of serious regulatory sanctions, and GTEC stressed that any variation from the directive must receive explicit written approval from the Minister of Education. He added that the Deputy Minister for Education, Dr. Park, will serve as the liaison between the Ministry and the University of Ghana on the matter. The Commission reaffirmed its commitment to enforcing compliance with the Fees and Charges Act and ensuring transparency and academic and accountability in the management of tertiary education institutions across the country. So that is the directive from GTEC. They say stop and then reverse the money. But before this directive came, this was the justification from the University of Ghana. They clarified that the reported over 25% increase in academic fees for 2025-2026 academic year across all colleges is largely due to third-party charges imposed by student leadership and not by the university authorities. Student leadership is what? SRC. The clarification follows concerns raised by students over what they describe as a significant hike in academic fees, with a provisional fee schedule showing substantial increases affecting both fresh and continuing students. According to the university, the increases are mainly attributed to fees imposed by Student Representative Council. SRC, they are imposing fees, and the Graduate Students Association of Ghana, GRASAC, to support the activities. Did you hear that, Sixtus?
Dues or fees? Or the dues are classified as fees?
Attributed to fees imposed by SRC and GRASAC to support the activities. So SRC and GRASAC, they have activities and they say that we will share it for the rest of the
Sanity is all for cheap. Dignity is swag for cheap, sir.
So let me read it again. According to the university, the increases are mainly attributed to fees imposed by the Student Representative Council and the Graduate Student Association of Ghana to support the activities. Management has therefore urged students to channel their concerns to their respective Professor Godwin Awandare, Gordon Awandare, the Pro-Vice Chancellor of the University of Ghana, this is what he said. He said university management did not impose these fees. University management did not impose these fees. If students have issues with these charges, they should take them up with their SRC or GRASAC leadership. These fees are meant to support student programs and activities.
After death, there is judgment.
What is being reported as fee increases relates to third-party fees imposed by student leadership. These are fees approved through their own governance structures and communicated to students over.
Go back. What's the thing again? Go back to how much the dues is.
So it was about 25% increase. Yes, for continuing and fresh students. Yes, that is what the agreement was. So Professor Wandari further argued that the overall academic fees charged by the University of Ghana remain relatively modest considering prevailing economic conditions. He says when you look at the fees about 2,000 of an entire academic year at Ghana's premier university, it is difficult to describe them as excessive. Utilities and operational costs have increased significantly, yet university fees have largely remained unchanged since 2022. Even the students themselves recognize that the previous fee levels were no longer realistic under current economic conditions, which is why they have adjusted their component of the fees to match the cost of running their activities. Management maintains the current adjustment reflect economic realities rather than unilateral decisions by the university. So let's see the fee structure of the University of Ghana So this is the provisional schedule for academic fees for the 2024-2025 academic year, the College of Humanities. So for Schedule A, undergraduate regular, this is what we're doing. Regular students, freshmen, 100 cedis. Approved fees is 2,064 cedis. Then the third party additions, 255 cedis comes. So it becomes this, that the approved fees for 2024-2025 will become 2,319 cedis. Continuing students level 200, level 300, level 400. Approved fees 1,519. Third party additions 255. Approved fees 2024-2025 1,774. And then level 200, 300 still on humanities, 2,128 approved fees. Third party additions 255. Approved fees for 2024-2025 2,383 cedis. And then the humanities admin and law also, they have their own fee schedule. There's also the postgraduate degree for law, and then post first degree LLB special program. All of those approved fees, third party additions, and then approved fees for 2024-2025. But the bottom line is this, that the University of Ghana says that the additions or the hike, the 25% increase in academic fees for 2025 relates to third-party fees imposed by student leadership, and these are fees approved through their own governance structure and communicated to students over 2 weeks ago. UG did not impose these fees. If students have issues, they should take them up with their SRC or GRACSAG leadership. At the moment, GTech and the Ministry of Education, they have rejected the hike, and they're telling the University of Ghana to go back to what the situation was, to go back to the original fees without the 25% hike. That is the latest coming from the University of Ghana, coming from GTech, and coming from the Education Ministry. So for students listening to us, there's some finality to this. Of course, we'll later want to hear from the University of Ghana on their compliance levels, or how they're complying with this directive. GTech gave the University of Ghana up until January 12, I believe, to respond and to revert to what was before anything happening. What was before SRC and GRASAG decided to, because of the activities, give them 25% more to pay. Trying to reach the SRC of the University of Ghana too, I understand, has been challenging. They say that they have declined to comment on the matter. Is that what the response is? That they will very soon release a statement to explain their side of the story. Because Sixtus, the University of Ghana says that it's not us. We have not done anything.
Yes.
You students, your leadership, SRC and GRASAG, they came and they said that because of the activities, let everybody pay extra 25%. And that was approved through the SRC governance structure.
Let me say, for the purposes of our job, that we have indeed, outside of that statement, reached out to the university through the Pro VC, and he has politely declined the interview. saying that the statement suffices.
Why are you saying politely decline?
No,
the
so
man
that
has declined the thing. He's saying politely decline.
so that we know that he was friendly in the decline.
Is there a respectful way to decline? Oh
yes.
Mpacho Medase and that is different from Pacho.
So Pacho Medase and Frimiso.
Okay.
You see, there's a difference.
But the SRC people today have also politely declined.
They say they won't talk.
You see how you're saying. They have politely declined.
They say they won't talk. But the university says they are the ones charging the fees.
It's the way Prof. Our diary threw them under the bus.
This is not throwing under the bus. This is stating the facts.
Say me, I've not done anything.
It's not me.
We have not done anything. Your people, your leaders, they came to us. They say that they have activities they want to undertake. So they need 25%.
But the university has to. The university has to be sure that the student leaders were actually the ones asking for these monies, and what the student leaders use these monies for. It's been a long standing. I know that when I was a student leader, we had a very strong, robust accountability system at the JCR level, at the SRC level. Now my understanding is that JCR system is dead.
See the way the man is talking. You were a student leader, because they had strong, robust, then
yes.
The SRC, GRASAG, UG, they too in the coming years will come and say when I was there we had strong.
No. See, who were I think after the Honorable Edem Agbana, current member of Parliament for Ketu North. I think after him, respectfully, the student leadership in the University of Ghana began to decline so sharply.
The leaders before Edem, they would also say the same thing that after them. The leaders before
Edem was not my SRC president.
I get it.
I'm just saying, I think that was it. I went back to do my LLB at the time. I finished the LLB 2015. I think he came shortly. Let me not mix up the dates. Point I'm making is that and I think the Honorable Eduji Temaklo even spoke about this thing here with Johnny some time back. We hosted him on some leadership issues, and this issue came up. We see at the SRC General Assembly level. An SRC president cannot come and tell us that you are increasing SRC dues or you want to increase SRC dues and you have no justification. Or you come to us and there is no budget, you cannot defend your budget or your expenditure. It would not fly. And any SRC president who you know from some of the names are not even coming. Edmond Combat, he also became SRC president, now chief executive of TOR. You can ask him, he's your friend, you can ask him the stress he would go through at his General Assembly meetings. John McBequin, he was my SRC president. In fact, a man I actively campaigned for, leading the campaign. In fact, I became his polling, what do they call that one? Polling station agent for Kolebu station. I was in charge of Commonwealth for. So these are people who tell you, I mean, if you don't come to the General Assembly meeting properly, it will worry you. Because your own colleagues, your own peers will take you on. In fact, a lot of the times your juniors are the ones who scrutinize your budget and tell you that the thing you are working on, you are just chopping money. And if they find that you have even spent 100 Ghana that you cannot explain, you'll be in big trouble.
I think we should, the UGSRC and GRASAG, they should by now maybe they were waiting for the heat to die down a little to explain what went into the thinking for the demand, because now it looks as though everybody is speaking against them. If you follow social media commentary, a student from the University of Ghana, their reaction to the response from the University of Ghana, a lot of them is against the SRC, maybe because they do not understand what went into the thinking. So if they come and then they explain that, the activities of the SRC, so and so, we need so and so. So we thought it wise that if we add 25%, but prep 25% to your fees, it would help.
And when they say third-party additions, what exactly do they mean? The third party could not mean only SRC and GRASAC.
That's what they mean. That's what they mean.
So SRC is charging 767 Ghana cedis as dues.
No. So if you listen to what Professor Wandari is saying, that the third party additions, that is what is creating this difference, and that is the reason why they say they should go and look for the 25% increase across all colleges. The management of the university says that it was due to third party charges imposed by student leaders.
I get it. So I'm asking, the 767 Ghana cedis, that is the current SRC dues students are paying. Is that the case?
Well, maybe the University of Ghana SRC, if they agree to speak, they'll be able to help us understand and make sense of all of these figures.
Because this one is for this particular one we are looking at. That's a Schedule A for undergraduate regular students. Level 300, level 200 and 300 freshmen. They were paying 767 Ghana cedis as third-party additions. And the continuing students were paying 455. So even in terms of the dues, continuing students are paying twice. Freshmen are paying twice as much as continuing students will pay for dues.
Hold your horses for me, Sixtus. We don't have the UGSRC yet. When we do, we'll speak with them. But at the moment, we have Dr. Peter Pate-Anti. He is the executive director of the Institute for Education Studies. He's joining us on the phone right now. Doc, good morning to you. Thank you for joining us, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, sir.
Let's talk about the latest concerning the University of Ghana, their fees, and the order or the directive from GTech and the Education Ministry. From where you sit on the corridors of education, trying to make the education we have in the country better, what do you make of all of these back and forth?
All right, thank you. I'm just doing a write-up on this issue. I think I'll say it after I'm done. But this brings to the fore a lot of issues. It's important that we are discussing this, and we have to look at it from perspective of student leadership, perspective of university administration, and then sometimes the perspective of government funding of our tertiary institutions. Let me start from the student leadership. I have said constantly that it seems that the crop of student leaders that we are having in recent times are more interested in whatever constituency they represent, not the students. And I say this because you cannot be increasing the fees that you want students to pay at such a level was not taking into consideration the impact on the student body. If you are supposed to be representing the students, it means that the decisions that you take are from the students, and they are your first point of call if you would want to do anything. So when the University of Ghana talks about third-party charges and you look at the increment that comes from that angle, you agree with me that the students are not representing, the student leaders are not representing the student body. They are representing themselves, and that for me is unfortunate. It's not only this. I mean, for some time now, we've not had student leaders that think about students, and that is a fact that I don't think anybody would want to dispute. Point two is we need to appreciate the structure of increasing fees in our public education system, especially at the tertiary level. But I have a problem. My problem is that these this structure needs to be looked at again. The tech is asking UG and other public universities to revert to fees that were charged in 2024, 2025. So the current increment is, the 25% that they were talking about is approved by Parliament. Fair deal, because that's what the law says. But what has prevented the institution responsible for that approval from looking at the fee structure for this particular academic year? So now, what has prevented them? We should understand that universities are run based on the money that gets into the universities. And if you are looking at it from that perspective, you know, and everybody who is in the university system knows that it is government subvention, IGF, and then sometimes donor support and other things that come to support the universities running. Now, government subvention normally delays. So in most of these public universities, they run by the IGS, and the IGS, the chunk of it comes from the student fees. So if you have put a freeze on the student fees for this period, and they are going to use the previous year or the 2 years fees that were approved for 2026, then it means that you are not being fair to the administration of the administrative heads of the various public universities, because we are talking about delivery of quality education. We are talking of increasing a lot of people we are talking of allowing a lot of people to access tertiary education. How do you expect the universities to run when you have crippled? You have prevented them from increasing their fees, and the institution responsible for approving whatever schedule that they have sent to them have also not touched it. And if you look at how this process is done, sometimes the fees are, Parliament approves this thing in the middle of the semester or academic year. Why should it be like that? So it presents a very difficult scenario for the university administrators, and I'm being frank with you. So that is why some of them would find ways and means to get money to be able to run the university, because of the challenges of gathering funds and ensuring that they are delivering quality education. Lastly, let me say this, that because of these challenges of funding and financing, that is why we introduce certain policies. So, for example, we have the no fee stress that has been introduced. And in doing that, you do that to ensure that those who will not be able to deal with the increment in fees are catered for during that particular, using that particular policy or support system. But how do we do this in this country? We pay for everybody. So because we are not able to target, we are not able to focus on those who will need the support, so that if there are increments, that particular increment is absorbed by that support system that is coming to the students. We prevent the universities from increasing their fees, and then we try to spread the little money across everybody, whether you can pay or not. And that is an inefficient way of using the public funds. So basically, what the current situation has presented us is that you are not allowing the universities to increase their fees. The universities are not going to have adequate money to be able to run the universities, and the support that you are giving you can give to the vulnerable, the disadvantaged, and all those group of people. You are not able to provide it because you have spread it across everybody, and that is disastrous for the delivery of quality tertiary education in this country.
I see. And Doc, you've pointed out some key elements here. Briefly, based on the prevailing situation you have spoken to us about, how do we find a way around it so that the universities can function properly, the representatives of the students, SRCs, GRASA can also work adequately to the benefit of the students, and still students will not feel that they are paying exorbitant fees?
The first thing is that the SRC GRASA should go back and talk to the students, and they agree. They have a structure. And that's why I was surprised when the student body are complaining, and the leadership, I'm told that they are not ready to talk. This is not the first time I'm hearing this, because I've been on other platforms that they tried to reach the leadership and they didn't talk. So I don't. That's why I say I don't understand the current crop of student leaders that we have, because you are supposed to reflect what the student body demands, what they want. So how do you increase your fees and the student says we don't agree, we don't want it. You are supposed to be representing them. I still cannot I really appreciate that angle. So they should go back and talk to their constituents. That is the leaders. I also think that if there's a way for GTEC to facilitate the approval of the 2025, I mean the 25% that they talk that is still pending in Parliament, they should facilitate that. They should not be quick to always say that don't do this. They are supposed to also assist the tertiary universities to run effectively. And if there's something that they can do to ensure that that approval is given, so that a lot of funds would get into the universities for them to run adequately, they should do that. And I think that the universities are hand tight now. They can't do anything. They can't do anything because the law does not permit them to increase fees. So for them, they can just put their hands at their back and watch the system run. But I think that if there's any kind of influence that that GTEC has, they should channel it towards pushing for the approval of that specific schedule for the public universities, so that they can have adequate funds to run the universities.
Doc, thank you so much for your insight. Dr. Peter Pate-Anti is the Executive Director of the Institute for Education Studies, speaking with us there.
Name 2 questions, no answer. How come we sell a contract? Biggie lifestyle, small paper. You make you celebrate, you shuffle for counter.
Sisters, I'm sure you would agree with this point that the crop of leadership, the student leadership right now is some way on.
Yes.
They're not like when you were there.
Oh no, I'm sure there was leadership that was even better than the time I was there.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So it keeps
it keeps deteriorating, sadly. Yes, sadly. I'm sure the Blackwire era, the Samuel Oku era, you see all of those periods.
Haruna Idrisu, the late environment minister, for instance. Yeah.
Yes, those are periods that people would also say they had great student leadership, and you had student leadership that could sit with university management, discuss issues. Now the universities are treating the students like they are an extension of senior high schools. The last time I heard some university, they were locking their gates at 11 p.m. and at 12 p.m. It's a boarding house. And the JCR system is broken down. That is why I'm even wondering this whole thing about is the students who are asking for it. I'm wondering how the student leaders are asking for this. But well, I don't have the facts. I cannot say it is true or it is not true. But that's a fee difference we saw between the continuing students and the
freshmen.
The freshmen. It's also another thing that we should be asking. Another question we should be asking: why should I pay more dues because I'm a freshman?
We have to go, sisters. That's our package for you this morning.
Somebody is asking. The GJ is waiting to be officially notified. It's a question somebody is asking. It's not me saying that.
Tell the person no. The GJ will respond today.
3 days later.
A day after the incident, just like it happened with the owners of the journalism.
No, but the thing happened on Sunday.
We saw the video yesterday. You didn't have a job for a gay issue. My name is Noble Crosby, and thank you so much for your time with us this morning. News at 10 is up next with Christabel Sasa-Streve. And on behalf of the entire production team, we're grateful. See you again tomorrow morning. Have a great morning.